So everybody was using functional stage to speak is still in the key or go man. I got him. I stashed. Bring what's so you know what's up man. Not like us. They're not like us. Oh, that's fine. All right, they can cheat up on that girl shaking with the burn. Feel like the sun, nothing else man. Cheat up on that was cheat up on that was like this nothing else man. Feel like desire and nothing else matter. Every shade of pride that don't take goodbye. I feel like desire and nothing else matter. She said, I said, losing. Me.
If it, that's why it's yeah, it's not freaking much. It's not freaking. It's going, it's coming. It's just an approval. What if you? Really? He really got. Don't you get to me? Just get. Tell me one thing. I got Monica. You've got critical. You can just the criminal. Tell me what the Monica. Here we go. Swipe another credit card. It's so
A note from the CEO of Patreon. Okay. So let me see. All right. Let me go through this and figure out what's actually going on. So the first step is I want to look at the police response. Um, where is the actual response? Is it this one? Is it this one here? The top one? Okay. It's very quiet. You subbed to him, didn't you? Yeah, but it's not on his channel. Turn your sound way up, he whispers. Okay. I'd like to address the members of our American Folk and Serials community regarding some videos currently circulating on social media that have been presented in a way that calls into question some. The strategy is for it to be done in an ASMR voice, so the people fall asleep before they can get mad. Our departments. Smart. These videos are affiliated with an influencer on YouTube and other social media platforms. Before they it's that fuel speed Bobby Lagos originates in the state of Oregon. Yep. In this message, we will be presenting 4 different cases and police responses from our police departments and provide a detailed overview as to what happened, what our actions were. Okay. Number 1. On March 8th, 2026, an American Fork resident, Joshua Johnson, requested phone contact with the American Fork Police Department. That was the regarding suspicious individual who here arrived at his home. Suspicious. Officer Tonga with the American Fork Police Department contacted Mr. Johnson by Mr. Johnson reported that earlier that same day, a suspicious male had been at his residence. He stated that suspicious male? That's UPS. Was wearing a baseball cap with the UPS logo taped onto it. Mr. Johnson also reported that a suspicious package had been left at the residence. John Smith? He explained that what appeared suspicious was that the shipping label did not look legitimate. The package was later determined to contain rubber ducks. Great. Mr. Johnson reported to Officer Tonga that he believed the mail was an individual named Benjamin Snyder, who, according to Johnson, operates. Got him. Mr. Johnson further explained that similar proceedings were occurring in Oregon and stated that he believed Snyder was sending individuals to his home to harass him. While Officer Tonga was still informed of Mr. Johnson,
Johnson reported that two females had exited a vehicle and were walking toward his property. He also reported that a male driver remained inside the vehicle. Officers Tom
Which is because he was trespassed at the current period of time, and he was trying to serve him with papers. If this is what I'm thinking it is.
and Richardson responded to the area. Officer Tom
So even inside, this is it, right? So like even inside of the police explaining it, they're basically verifying that Ben did nothing wrong because he didn't leave the vehicle.
detected the driver who identified himself as Benjamin Adams. Although Adams initially stated he was there for unrelated reasons, he later admitted he had been filming Mr. Johnson while Johnson was walking around the exterior of his residence. Adams told Officer Tonga that an individual named Benjamin Snyder had flown into Utah on March 7, 2026, and had contacted
Ben's
Adams
breakdown.
requesting assistance with film.
Yeah, I could just watch Ben's video for it. Because this is a pretty long video, and honestly, I don't want to watch the entire police justification for it. Like, I'm just going to look at his video because it's also shorter, and so, like, the rest of it's just bullshit. Let's just look at this. And also, the reason why is that this way we will be completely caught up with this situation, and I won't be, like, kind of being like, oh, okay, this happened yesterday, that happened the day before. Let's go ahead and do this then. Yeah, this is better. Let's take a look at it. Here we go.
The American Florida Police Department is responding to the video I made about them.
I am the chief of police for the Revolt Police Department. I'd like to address the members of our American Cedar Hills community regarding some videos currently circulating on social media.
I will offer a response to their response. There's a lot of new information in this response that I'm going to get for a long time, so we'll go over that first.
All right.
One of the main questions in my video is why did I get swatted for stealing the Legos when this was the mystery to the police officers, and they knew that I didn't steal the Legos, that Josh stole the Legos.
You basically stole a $200,000 collection of Star Wars Legos.
But still, why did they raid my house for stealing the Legos when
Yeah, look, there's literally no evidence.
overwhelming amount of evidence that Josh stole the Legos?
It's not even that Josh stole it. It's that there's no, like, as far as I know, the police can't just raid your house for no reason. They have to have probable cause to have a search warrant to go in there and do that. Where's the probable cause for this?
Body cam footage of this to try to find the answers myself. They redacted everything. Claimed it was to protect the victims.
Ridiculous.
However, one of my friends set up a GoPro as we were getting swatted, and we caught the entire conversation on camera. For 3 months, the police department's answer has been, this redaction is important because it protects Josh, the victim of this case. However, we can clearly see that the police were looking for Legos and they saw no Legos. And they redacted this because they were embarrassed that they made such a stupid decision to swat the wrong person. They were so embarrassed of swatting my house for stealing the Legos that in all the police reports, it is completely redacted. The police department wants this information hidden so bad that they're willing to break the law to hide this from everyone.
What the fuck?
The reason I know about it is because the receipt I got the day I was released from jail, and my friend's GoPro that was recording. So even though I've been asking them about 3 months why I got swatted, they finally come up with an answer, which is the Airbnb host told them that I stole the Legos.
During contact with the Airbnb owner, the owner reported
How the fuck would they know that?
during conversations about possible stolen Legos. Specifically, officers wrote in the search warrant affidavit, the homeowner also disclosed that he could hear multiple individuals inside the residence speaking about possibly stolen Lego toys that they had taken. Based on that
That's a different thing.
information, officers added a request to the search warrant affidavit seeking authorization to also search for and seize possible stolen property, including Lego merchandise.
Uh-huh.
4th District Judge Roger W. Griffin reviewed and approved the search warrant.
I always like giving people the benefit of the doubt. I will take the police officer's word on this, but something fishy is going on here. Everything can just be cleared up if you unredact the audio and let everyone see the truth. Also, after we got raided and the police officers found no Legos, all of this footage has been redacted too. And my guess is if the police unredact this footage, we'll find out the answers.
Well, if you cross-reference the audio to something that it wasn't attached to and it matched up perfectly, and then the audio wasn't related to something that was confidential or private,
or compromising, the odds are they just simply redacted it in order to save face. That's logically what happened. I mean, I don't see how anybody else could, like come to that conclusion. Besides that,
While we were getting swatted, one of the police officers decided to injure me for absolutely no reason. He claims it's because I was trying to make a fast movement. Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that.
Stop that in your face.
So footage clearly see I was not making any fast movements.
Yeah.
However, the police department has an answer to this.
During Snyder's detention, Lieutenant Adamson took hold of Snyder's right arm. Lieutenant Adamson later reported that he felt Snyder tense his arm, at which point Adamson moved Snyder's right arm behind his back to place him into custody.
The police department has
They
made
grabbed his arm and he tensed his arm. Yeah, I wonder why.
clear that I did not, in fact, make any quick movements like the police officer claims I did. So the police officer was all, but not fooled, because I did tense my arm. However, he lunges at me extremely fast
Yeah,
before
exactly.
he even touches me. So how could he even know that I was tensing my arm before he even grabs?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's also not even grabbing any muscles that he could be tensing in the first place. He's grabbing your wrist, and you're a skinny guy like me. Like, this is. I can't really feel fucking anything, right? I mean, like.
Evolution. This police officer has psychic powers. He can tell that my arm was tensing up before grabbing.
He knew!
So this makes no sense, because if the police officer did
So,
powers,
well,
with no intention, or not thieves, Josh and Brandon.
okay.
So
What else?
this can't be the case either. I'm trying to have an open mind with these different possibilities of what this could be, but literally the only outcome left is that this police officer injured me for no reason.
Yeah.
However, please have another response to this of why I must be lying.
In the X-ray image displayed by Mr. Snyder in that video, a small L is visible in the upper right-hand corner of the X-ray.
You see a large element of
The L indicates the image is that of the left shoulder. The video shows Lieutenant Adamson handling Snyder's right arm during the arrest.
Yes, the stock footage I used to show what a dislocated shoulder is, an image that's clearly not mine, because I didn't go to the hospital, I went to jail. So how could I have taken this picture? But anyways, the stock image I used is of a left shoulder, when my shoulder that got injured was my right shoulder. When I was editing this, I'd like to think highly of my audience that they would have known that this was a stock image, and I wouldn't have to spoon feed every tiny detail to my audience. But now I realize that there's another portion of my audience called the American Foreign Police Department, and maybe I do have to spoon feed every single piece of information to them. So I'm going to use this as constructive criticism, and
For sure.
every single episode going forward now that I know that the American Foreign Police Department's watching, I'll be forced to spoon feed every single detail. As a professional,
I mean, yeah, I sure. I thought that was. I mean, like, this is the kind of stuff where it's like making a distinction without a difference. It's like, this is what people like this try to do, is that they try to find like one inconsistency and then try to reverse into everything else is inconsistent when everything that they're doing is inconsistent, except for maybe one thing they think is true. It's like a massive distortion.
blackliner. Dislocating my shoulder is almost a monthly thing for me.
Maybe my arm is on this now.
3 days before I got arrested, I had a really bad ski accident where I had really bad dislocation of my shoulder, and any movement at all would dislocate it. So I will say here, I don't think that the police officer was purposely trying to injure me. I think to a normal person, this would have been fine. But for me in particular, this was not good, but it was still unjustified. And the police officer was just making
It's
it.
maybe as if the police were trying to be aggressive and manhandle him in order to scare him into behaving a certain way. That's obviously what was happening.
Absolutely.
Excuse.
I don't see how this is even a conversation.
Get inside.
Offended. The other thing I find shocking is the chief of police, even after he
Get inside.
footage, says that we've got to stop shit.
Richardson initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle after failing to stop before the stop line had a stop sign, and failing to stop completely at that stop sign.
The chief of police looked at this video and said, "We ran a stop sign." And now he's using that to say,
Let's watch that again.
looked at this video and said, "We ran a stop sign."
Wow.
And now he's using that to say, "This was a legal traffic stop. The police officers did nothing wrong."
It wasn't even a rolling stop. That was not a rolling stop. That was just a, like, I'm sorry, if that's a rolling stop, all I do are rolling stops. Like, that is more than enough. There was nobody else in the area. It's obvious that they were trying to do this. Like, what are we doing playing games? They have ill intent. They're trying to catch them on anything. That's what they're doing.
At this point, we thought the best thing to do was to take Josh to court so he can be legally accountable for the crimes he committed. However, to do that, we first required to serve him court papers. So we did what the law told us to do. We got a process server and went to his house to do this the legal way. However, Josh did not want to do this the legal way. He instead called the police on
Yes,
us.
Joshua Johnson contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately responded to the area.
Josh was so scared of going to court that he would rather shoot up his court papers. Josh's logic here is that if he can murder the process server and murder me, then he can get away with his crime, so he can go on to sue him in court. However, sadly for Josh, murder is illegal. Now, he just admitted his plans to the police officers. The American Fort Police should at least be arresting Josh for trying to use murder as a way to get into court. But sadly, for some reason, they arrested me instead.
Am I being arrested?
Really? This seems off. All of the answers were in the body cam footage. However, they redacted all the body cam footage. So this is where I think if we all come together as a community and somehow convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this footage, so we can find out why they arrested me and the guy who threatened to murder me. However, the American Fork Police does not want to unredact the footage right now, and now they've made up a new excuse of why I was the one justified being arrested.
What's the reason?
Officer Simbot contacted the Marion County Circuit Court in Oregon to verify the legitimacy of the paperwork. The court confirmed that the case was indeed legitimate, but the papers had already been served and no hearing date had yet been scheduled.
The police department said the reason they arrested me and not Josh this day is because
The papers already served.
this was a real court case, and they said it was real, but the papers have already been served.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing this solely to get YouTube content. And if that's true, I would like to see footage of it. They released all the raw footage, and that part doesn't seem to be in the raw footage.
It's hard to court or you fill out its own independent where they're at with the case. So that it's been served with papers before the case will, I guess, start. Okay.
So they literally just lied. So it's not even like there's any ambiguity here. They just straight up said, it's blue, but it was red. Holy fuck. Like, I expected there to be like, okay, well, they're not gonna, it was like ambiguous. No, this isn't ambiguous at all. They just straight up fucking lied. Wow.
Okay, thank you for your help.
Holy shit.
It's awesome. Yep. Okay.
Right here, the police officer admits that it was March 10th.
On March 10th, 2026.
But we can see here that Josh doesn't get served until 3 days later, March 13th. So how could Josh have only been served on March 10th if he didn't get served until March 13th? Unless Josh is a time traveler. There's only one way to clear this hole up. American Fork Police Department, show me the time machine.
Yep.
So now they say that I have done all the check marks which constitute stalking. Let's go through them.
Individual commits stalking if the individual intentionally or knowingly engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual.
So yes, I did do an action that was targeted at a specific individual, but that's what was required by the court if I want to take somebody to court. If someone steals your stuff and you go through the legal process to take them to court, it is not considered stalking. I have a right as an American to sue him.
It is reckless as to whether that course of conduct would cause a reasonable person to fear for the individual's own safety or the safety of another.
The second check mark is that if a reasonable person would be scared, the police are claiming that since this action made Josh scared, this check mark is complete. However, they've completely forgotten about the term reasonable. As we can see, Josh is not a reasonable person. This is something.
It's beyond that, in my opinion. He didn't even try to engage in a way that was stalking in the first place. He's trying to serve him legal papers. Like, there's no other alternative, and even the police said they were going to give it to him. Like, there's so many things wrong with this, it's insane. The police even served him the legal papers, and he refused them, which a refusal of service is still considered a response in Utah, and that would be sufficient enough for them to continue on with the trial that would lead to a default judgment. So what's funny is that, like, it's already over to begin with. We already looked this up.
Multiple times
This is
has
crazy.
silenced someone, accusing them of being on heroin.
And here's the crazy thing. They told me that they took over the location because the owners were using the location to fund their heroin addiction.
What?
Yeah, and that's how they took it over. And saying they had like a pigeon in there that was spread across over the Legos and it smelled bad, all this stuff.
This is someone who
What?
threatened to murder me just for trying to serve him papers. This is not a reasonable person. It is not reasonable to threaten to murder someone just for serving papers. A reasonable person would accept the papers, so that second checkbox does not meet the requirements. I even tried explaining this to one of the police officers early on.
How about
What the law says is if the average person would feel unsafe by our behaviors, so I think he's feeling unreasonably unsafe. A reasonable person would not feel unsafe in the situation. Well, I can say the same thing. I feel unsafe trying to conduct business with him, and he calls the police on me to hide. I feel unsafe because we had a 3-hour search on our car. He said that we had heroin in our car yesterday. We had a 3-hour search in our car. That makes me feel unsafe. I think that's reasonable for me to feel unsafe. It's not reasonable for him to feel unsafe.
So Josh is actually the one who said he was going to murder me if I take him to court. But now
That's good.
I'm the one that's being looked into for threatening to murder Josh. How does this make any sense?
Mr. Johnson alleged that Ansel had hired the insider to harass, stalk, vandalize the store, threaten to murder the manager of the store.
Now let's go to the heroin claim.
Wow.
Police,
That's a lot.
they claimed that we had heroin on us. Most of this footage is redacted, so again, there's a big mystery of what happened. Can we all come together and convince the American Fourth Police Department to unredact this and we can find out the truth? However, what the police is claiming now is that they did not get a call saying that we had heroin on us. Instead, they could just tell from the second we pulled over, their eyes were blossoming.
They could tell that you were on heroin because they could see that you were on heroin. Oh, okay.
During the interaction, Officer Froggen indicated he believed Shaw's eyes appeared glossy and expressed concern regarding possible impairment.
If you look back on the raw footage, this is what the police officer said in his first interaction with this was like.
Good with these guys being able to drive.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see anything clear as David Tyler that I noticed.
What's the goal?
Right now. Yeah, I was gonna. It's gonna scare me, but I'm gonna let them go. What we really was gonna do.
Do we have charges, or are we just tired of them being annoying?
Do we have charges, or are we just trying to make some bullshit up? Oh my god! And this is what they didn't redact. Think about that. So they didn't redact this. Think about how totally crooked and bullshit it must be. The stuff that they had to get rid of. Oh my god.
It seems hard to take what the chief of police is saying seriously because so far almost everything he said is a lie. So the only way we can actually find out the truth is if we unredact everything.
Yeah.
We already know
So-
the victim's name is Josh.
It's what I've always said. The people who are fighting to have less information are usually lying to you or trying to take advantage of you. This is just another example of that.
Johnson. Why do we have to keep that protected? His name is already out there. None of these redactions are protecting anything except for the police. Now, I want to acknowledge my friend Sheldon's interest.
The group stated they were supporting a GoFundMe campaign for a dying man. One of the individuals later identified as Sheldon Norcross. Officer Richardson then decided to seize Norcross's phone, pending the approval of a search warrant, in order to preserve potential evidence and prevent the deletion or alteration of any data. According to Officer Richardson's report, when Norcross was informed that the phone was going to be seized, Norcross immediately began manipulating the device.
The police officer claims
Manipulating the device. You mean locking the device so they can't access it without a search warrant? Like, this is such a crazy, crazy vocabulary switch.
that Sheldon was arrested because he opened his phone to start deleting evidence. However, we can clearly see in the footage Sheldon's thumb
He did not.
is heading towards that lock button to lock his phone. His phone was open when he pulled it out, and the phone was transitioning from on to off, not from off to on. From this response, it almost seems like the police officers didn't even watch the video. So American Fork Police Department.
Well, it's very obvious that they don't even really care about being accurate about this. They don't even care about making sure that their story aligns with what the publicly available information is. And the reason why is that they think they're going to completely get away with it and there not to be any accountability. And I think that's the biggest and the most annoying thing about it, is that the fact that they're so sloppy and so lazy about this because they think that they're completely immune to any consequences. That's what's so fucking annoying.
Your teacher, here's your homework. First off, learn the facts of what actually happened.
Yeah, just read your own video.
Stop lying about the facts. So let's believe it. The third thing is unredact the audio that makes the police look bad. Some of the best lawyers in the United States are reaching out to me right now. So eventually this is going to get released. Wouldn't you just like to get this over with sooner rather than dragging this out? The more we drag this out, the more content we get. So this only benefits me to drag this out.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit you. If you unredact the illegally redacted parts now, you'll win over audience support much faster. It's kind of funny because a lot of you guys probably think I'm like trying to like make fun of this other cop by how he was talking.
Brother, you mind turning up the volume? Holy, it's actual ASMR. Wow. I cannot really hear him. Why is he whispering?
I'm actually just like super sick right now. I haven't been sleeping, so I'm trying to get out part 3 as fast as I can. And that's caused me just to like stay up all night, every night, and not sleep. And now I'm sick and have no voice. But yeah, I guess it kind of, I don't know why that police officer was talking such a low, quiet voice, but that's why I am, at least. I wasn't making fun of him. I literally am just genuinely sick. But if you want to see
Is he still in Mexico?
part 3, subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/recklessmen. Part 3 will be up there very soon. Part 2, I'm only dealing with misdemeanors. Part 3 is when they start accusing me of felonies. It gets insane. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna crank out videos in the meantime until part 3 is done. But thanks for all the support, and let's find Brian's legs.
Wow. Bro, like, what a bunch of fucking bullshit. They just made everything up. So again, make sure to give Ben a sub. We are going to look at the update from Patreon. So we are caught up with this situation and we are looking at everything in real. They're suing the CM. I know, we're going to look at that right now, okay? And yeah, take a look. Make sure to give it a sub. I think Ben is going to hit 1 million subs probably by tomorrow, if not the next day. And I think this is completely deserved. We need more people like them that are holding these companies and these assholes accountable. And also these police officers. We need our police officers. We need to have law enforcement. And to have these piece of shit pigs sitting there making up bullshit, lying, inventing fake charges, trying to scare people into leaving, siding with businesses over a dying old man. I mean, again, this is the reason why you need internal investigations. This, and you know what really makes me mad, is against all of those fucking crusty parasites that say that they hate police, ACAB, all cops are bastards. You know what I really fucking hate? Is it makes them right. It makes them right, and they should never be right, because they're retards. But every once in a while, these pigs go out there and start turning the law enforcement into effectively another private security force. That's what makes me more mad than anything about this. It's the fact that you have these clowns doing it. And I am going to watch, we are going to look at the Patreon CEO, okay? We are going to do that. Let's take a look at it. I'm assuming if I just search this, the first thing that's going to come up. Okay. So,
Dear Creator Community,
all right.
my name is Jack.
Here we go. So this is the response, and this is the owner of Patreon. That's my understanding. Here we go. John Patreon. That's right. Let's take a look at it. Pineapples, bro? After this, we're going to do pineapples.
Dear Creator Community, my name is Jack Conti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Patreon. On May 29th, Patreon received an official takedown request filed by Bricks and Minifigs for media and accounts related to Reckless Ben and an ongoing dispute regarding a local Lego consignment issue. This is the verified complaint with exhibits. This is the request for immediate content removal pursuant to temporary restraining order. And this is the motion for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. So after an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's trust and safety team, we have in fact unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. If Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us. Patreon now.
Wow. Wow. God damn. Holy shit, what a guy. What a fucking guy. So he just says it again. Yeah, TLDR, my lawyers are better than your lawyers. Patreon, yeah, and also, by the way, Patreon is my understanding is like a much bigger company, right? And that's it. Galaxy-based behavior. Yeah, this is awesome, man. I'm happy to see that. Bricks and Scamps is worth like 40 mil. Patreon's worth 800 million. Yeah, I mean, I wonder. And also, by the way, they have to say this because if the idea is that a company can just send some sort of like legal paperwork and then Patreon shuts you down, that's going to make people afraid to use Patreon. So, like, you have to understand that, like, this is a huge advertisement for his service, for him reaffirming that we are actually on your side as the creator, we care about you, etc. So, like, he's making the right decision with this. Absolutely, it's totally the right decision. What about Tyler Riviera? I mean, again, like, my understanding is that the Jews might have more money than the Mormons, but I guess we'll find out, right? And who knows? Also, like, I don't even know how they got taken down. And also, by the way, that's a great point. Why don't we ask him why they took down Tyler Oliveras? Right? I mean, I think that's a good question. And so, yeah, anyway, a huge PR on General W. Yeah, massive, massive W. And again, like what they're trying to do is they're trying to just simply go and shut down any form of independent journalism or accountability because they can't stand to be held accountable. I think that's really what's happened. And I think it's embarrassing. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm glad that finally, there are companies standing up to this. This is awful. I'll link you guys this video here, okay? And then I've got to we will get the pineapples and we're going to try those out, okay, guys? We're going to try those out. Then we're going to see what happens. Can Lego go after Bam? I think Lego should. if Lego if Lego called them and said like, "Hey, we don't like what's going on here. This is damaging our brand. If you want to maintain a relationship, you've got to sort this out." Like that would be the silver bullet, right? And I would be okay with that. That would be good. The only thing that would bother me about this is the issue that I would have, is that like if that did happen, I'd cut ties with them. They can't. They're the biggest distributor. I mean, again, don't forget chef hat. I'll have chef hat, right? Make sure you use a fork. I will. I'm going to use a fork. It's damaging Lego. It is. It's damaging Lego. It's making them look really bad. Lego can take their license if they don't mediate. Oh yeah, I'm assuming that they probably have a clause for arbitration. That's probably what you're trying to say. I don't think that they want to do that. They probably don't want to do that. It's not beneficial for them at all. So they're probably going to try to avoid doing that entirely. So, I'm not really expecting to see that happen, but I mean, who the fuck knows? Somebody has made a 40-minute video about me. How about that? 40 minutes. The Aspengold rabbit hole. Uh-oh. Let's get it.
Something that's always chewing away in the back of my head, nibbling away, gnawing away like a worm in Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s brain, is the fact that possibly one of the largest streamers on any platform has one of the craziest pasts and potentially the poorest health a human being can imagine. We're not talking about Dr. Spectre, we're not talking about XQC, not fucking airsoft facts. Okay, we're not talking about any of these guys. Ludwig, no. Today, we're talking about Asmongold, the hero of today's story. AKA, we're doing a deep dive into the legend of Asmongold, a man of mythical status, of legend in my own mind. I'm a fan. I don't like the politics shit. I don't like any of the politics stuff. And that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Asmongold.
Yeah, so we're on a wow, apparently. And Luke's guy might have shit himself over that. And it's like, think about the game, the narrative that creates, right?
And exactly what makes him so mythical and what people are always talking. A lot of people hate this man.
They sure do.
Probably have seen him. Maybe you don't have an opinion or form on him already. But you
I don't know about that. I think most of the people have an opinion.
Seen him in his coverage of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. He made like 3,000 videos. Actually, I think it was close to 87, which is a lot.
At this point, Your Honor, this Insurance Council has evidence and public.
I bet they are.
Defendant's exhibits.
This is crazy. Objection. All right. Cut the tape, guys. Cut the tape. This is a job. Well, yes. Yeah, we milked the shit out of this. Start winning, yeah, guys.
The dude's been pretty mad dog for a while now.
Yep.
He just loves posting so many videos long.
Look at how many videos there are. Just 1 day ago, 1 day ago, 2 days 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 ago, 3 days ago, 3 days. Bro, like, there's a lot of fucking videos. Yep.
And extreme clips where he's.
And keep in mind, this is only one channel.
Yeah,
If you, I do, laugh at a joke from a guy that's gay, you are gay. It doesn't make you gay. You are gay. It's not true. You're gay. So if somebody says something funny and you say that's funny, now you're gay. But you find out later that they're gay, you're gay. You didn't just become gay.
If there was a Hollywood Walk of Fame for Twitch streamers, Asmongold would be one of the first to receive his monument. Also, because he's been doing this for a long time. By the way, he has legitimately posted.
I've been streaming since 2016. That's right. Making videos since 2014.
7 videos in regard to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, which is very awesome.
Oh, we found
at least that's going to a playlist that claims to be complete. Streamers in general blow my mind, but it blows my mind specifically that this guy has committed so much time and energy towards reacting to a trial in which 2 people detail some of the worst moments of their life. It was fun.
And people love watching it. Oh, there are so many viewers. There are over 100,000 viewers every day watching this shit. Of course I fucking watch. Absolutely. Yes. You think I'm above making content out of people's trauma? No, that's the whole reason I'm here. What do you expect?
Back then, and I looked at it on stream. I made a couple videos about it, but like 87 videos. That's like 30 hours of video. That's crazy. Never mind, it's way more than 30 hours.
Those are the highlights. Yep.
You get about 80 hours of footage of him talking about Amber Heard, Johnny.
Yeah.
That's legendary.
What I'm asking you, sir, is any of you guys with the ethical requirements?
Did you comply?
APA with
Sir.
professional opinion.
Oh my God.
Today, it is.
This is the execute.
Requirement of the APA. It's not the
Yeah.
requirement of the APA.
Oh,
That's
God.
the first domino for the big legend. 2 whole work weeks of just.
That's what I did. 100%.
Do you know whether
And I do it again. And I'm sure something stupid like this will happen, and I will take advantage of that also.
medical records
Oh, that's right.
are to produce and discover? Objection, Your Honor. Black Foundation.
Oh, my God. Entertaining it was. Great, and this is progress. This is from the
That's
channel.
what we gotta sound like, dude. Reaction channels, commentary channels, that's just, after a while, like, you would. Yeah, dude. 80 hours. 3 full days. No eat, no piss, no fart, no make sweet, sweet love. 3 days just talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Either way, it doesn't matter. Something else cool about it is the fact that very few of these videos have under 500,000 views, which means he could have made millions of dollars off all these videos. The guy
We got over 250,000 views that month on YouTube. Not 250,000, 250,000,000. Yeah. It's crazy.
is a legend. And by the way, he spent none of it. He spent none of the money, especially not on like health, cleaning stuff or anything that.
To be fair, this is before I had any money. Like, this is in like 2010.
Oh yeah, we're doing that. I'm in a garage. I like watching the ants come in. I like watching the ants.
Oh, but now when I do it, it's a problem. So the ants are fine, but the roaches aren't? Who decided that? That sounds like bullshit to me. To be fair, I did have ants too, though.
They're all down there. I'm like kind of like my own personal little asthma gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna garage now. Okay, there's no ants in my house. I've got to say, this whole ant bug thing, I'm bringing this up really. This shit is mind-boggling. If you don't know anything about asthma gold, you're in for quite a wild ride. Do you guys remember that clip in TLC with the 1,000-Pound Sisters where they put the behind Amy Slayton when she was talking about how dirty her house was and how sad it made her and there was to climb up the wall? Remember that?
In the past on my YouTube channel, a cockroach was in my video, and the fans and haters seen it, and people were hating on me so much, and I tried so hard not to show them in my videos and stuff, and then y'all see them, and it's just hard.
Yeah, so
is she crying about a cockroach? You crying about people making fun of you for a motherfucking cockroach? Damn, you all kinds of fucked up, huh? It's not a big deal, man. It's really not.
asthma gold. In real life, not added in post.
Yeah.
This is real life. Who is Asmonville or Zacharola? However you want to refer to the man, he hasn't always been a weird streamer. He hasn't always been the man who he is now and what he's become in recent years. In fact, as of the writing of this video, he's reacting to his subreddit to over 25,000 people right now.
How about that?
Does this type of shit every single day. The guy is prolific. If I die in Elden Ring, it's the game's fault, it's my mouse's fault, it's the computer's fault, it's chat's fault for distracting me. And there are a number of other faults that it is, except for mine. So yes, obviously it's not my fault. 25,000, that's a lot. How do you get this large ass audience? Well, World of Warcraft. Ever heard of it? Wow. What's up, y'all? It's me, your boy,
6.2 watch score. I remember this.
Before he was a streamer, he made Warcraft YouTube videos with his original
sitting. And by the way, this is from 2013. I am sitting in the exact same place that I was then. Ain't shit changed.
Channel uploading his first video in November of 2013, 2 years after my first video. So take the L as the.
Okay, all right. I had a YouTube channel in 2008. I had it before you did. If you had it in 2011 or whatever the fuck. Nah, bro. Like, I had it in 2000. I was in high school. I had a YouTube channel, bro. Like, what do you mean? This is my second channel. I prestiged. You gotta start from the bottom to get to the top.
My first video was how to mod
13. Only 13 years ago.
Is way worse than mine.
Alright, guys, I'm going to show you how to mod Borderlands.
Yeah, it's only 13 years ago, guys. Come on.
A lot easier than mod Fallout New Vegas, I think. A lot safer. Have a better chance of playing.
So after posting a lot of WoW content, including bangers like my rant about learning real-world skills from playing World of Warcraft, in which he says that if he was an employer and his guild acted in person like they do in-game, there's no way he'd hire them.
If I was Let me ask you guys the simple question. Would you hire somebody in your classic WoW raiding guild?
For you. And I knew how half of
Absolutely
the
not.
people that I've raided with and the people that I raided with now actually act when things don't go their way.
Yeah.
There would be no fucking way I would want that person in my guild or son of my guild and working for me.
Yeah.
There's no way at all. So yeah, that's pretty cool. There's also another video titled Elliot
True.
Rogers Played WoW.
He did.
If you guys don't know who Elliot Rogers is, he's a murderer.
He did. He was a supreme gentleman. That's what he called himself. And he was an incel murderer. He went out, killed a bunch of people, and in his manifesto, he quoted none other than Garrosh Hellscream. In his manifesto of why killing women is what he needs to do.
Or who had a YouTube channel and
That's right.
confident about that. I don't even know if you're allowed to put like pictures of him on YouTube anymore. I'm not sure. He's yeah, it's bad. Pretty bad stuff. Between November 5th, 2013 and July 5th, 2014, Asmongold uploaded 198 videos about World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
That's a lot. For his 199th video, he uploaded a video titled Streaming, in which he announced that he was going to begin streaming.
I'm going to start streaming.
He also talked about Raccoon.
Yeah, I did that because I was like, this could be fun. And then people gave me a lot of money, and then I was like, I guess I'll do it again. And here we are.
In his house, which is a small piece of a much larger puzzle we will talk about shortly.
Last night I did, let's see, what did I do? I did ICC. Yeah. I talked about raccoons in my house. Yeah, they were getting in all the time. Out of my house. And I think I did one other thing, and I don't even remember what that was.
Maybe that was his 199th upload, by the way. I'm not sure the significance of that, assuming no videos are deleted or anything along those lines, which I'm assuming is probably not the case because of the Elliot Rogers video still there. You think we had deleted something else. Anyways, 2 years ago, he reacted to his stream announcement.
Well, it's not like I was saying Elliot Rogers was right for killing a bunch of people. I mean, he played WoW. He did it. And I thought that was interesting. And there were other people that went on shooting rampages that played WoW as well. Anders Breivik also played WoW. I thought it would be funny for me to name my character in WoW off of his character in WoW. Blizzard didn't think that was as funny as I did. I had to change the character's name.
And how it got 250 viewers, which is very impressive for a first stream for anyone, really.
The first streams I ever did, I got 250 viewers. Like, a lot of people tuned in to watch the stream.
He then reacted to the raccoons in his house by laughing, face-palming a bit, and saying nothing ever changed. And that was 2 years ago, which was 8 years after the announcement.
I talked about, I don't have raccoons in the house anymore. What happened is that so basically, my house, there was like, they had to do a house insurance inspection. And when they did that, they said that they won't insure the house anymore unless new siding gets put on the house because there were too many raccoons with holes in it. So I had to get new siding put on the house. And so there are no raccoons allowed in the house right now, as far as I know. Raccoons in my house, and how I got that's right, and then how I got out of my house. And I think I did one other thing, and I don't even remember what that was. And so the best thing about this is the fact that, like, nothing ever changed. Yeah. Like, nothing ever, like, it's always been, it's been the same the whole time. To be fair, at this point in the video, I had already changed it, but I think I was just referring to, like, later on. Like, I changed it in, like, 2017 or 18 or something like that, because I had to.
When Asmongold started streaming on the Asmongold Twitch channel, of course, for that WoW content, just thing, it grew the channel to 3.5 million followers.
That's right.
Continuing to post YouTube videos on the OG Asmongold channel, which we hated.
What's up, y'all? It's me. Oh my god. And today I figured I'd do a little holiday video for everybody.
Just kidding. He's still growing massively. He's not falling off even a little bit. One thing that's
goddamn right.
And I don't know the lore for it. With a 5-minute Google search, I couldn't find the information for it. I've also reached out to Asmongold before, and he just ignored me, or just didn't see the DM on Twitter. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. He's got massive, big-time, ultra YouTube internet legend status in my eyes, so kind of cool, whatever. I guess. I don't have any idea. I'm sure someone will be like, "Well, actually, dude, I just see he's got." No, that's awesome. That's cool. You got. And you're like 30, you're a legend in my I have unlimited respect for you. You're a millionaire. You made $1 million just reacting to this bitch, this shit, and you still got the raccoons crawling on you. That's crazy.
I had a cockroach the other day. Remember, I had to catch him. I caught him on the wall. Let's see if there's another one. It's off. But that's about it. Yeah, there's no more right now. Yeah, no, I'm chilling. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, you have a word cover. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just the way it is.
One thing that's odd is both the original Asmongold YouTube and Twitch channels have been abandoned, which is strange. He stopped posting on his YouTube channel. I never thought of that.
No, you're right. Yeah. I stopped using the original Asmongold Twitch channel and oh god. Oh god, that's bad.
After 919 videos, with his last upload being in October of
State of Battle for
and he stopped
Yep.
streaming on the Asmongold Twitch back in 2022 and has been since streaming on his second channel,
Yeah.
Zackroar, which is not a partner channel and is therefore not monetized. Pretty cool. Guy's awesome. What a legend. This channel is massive for not being able to make any money for the streamer or the platform in which it's hosted on. It probably costs Twitch a shit ton of money that he just streams and is the 7th largest channel on the whole platform.
That's insane, by the way. How the fuck does that happen? What the fuck is everybody else doing?
According to Twitch Tracker, which might need to be taken with a grain of salt, it's averaging 26,500 streams and now primarily focusing on just chatting and not World of Warcraft. I assume it takes a lot of bandwidth and they're not making their money back.
No, they're probably pissed about this shit, yeah.
Or does it? I like it. Take the L.
The 46K? Yeah, I mean, to me, it's whatever, right? I mean, like, a lot of people are going to watch the show. People watch the show because it's entertaining, they like it, and I try to make it entertaining, right? As much as I can. I try to cover stuff that people like seeing, etc. I think that a lot of streamers are boring. I think they're boring, and I'm sure a lot of people think I'm boring too, right? So, like, to each their own, but, like, yeah.
He actually talked about how much money he costs Twitch in a recent video. Apparently, he cost him about $8,000 a stream, and he says he tries to stream every single day, but he subtracts 20 days missed from the year, so
Probably something like that, yeah.
45 days, that's about $2.8 million he costs Twitch a year.
$2.8 million. I think that they should give me $2.8 million. I think they should just give me that money instead. I think this is a good idea. Why? I just feel like that's the right decision.
Let's go in here. We're going to say that I streamed for about 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
We're going to say that we have 9,000 viewers right now. We're going to put the average at about 8,000.
Okay.
If every one of you is watching at 1080p and you have it the whole time, it costs Twitch $4,360 to run this stream. That is why Twitch is losing money. This is the reason. For this stream. This stream, not per month. This singular stream and 8 hours of stream. Dan was fucking hate.
Yeah.
Right. What? And he's 30? He's got bugs on him? What? To be fair, though.
I think that's what makes a lot of people mad, is that I live like an absolute degenerate animal. I don't really give a fuck about, like, oh wow, you're leaving money on the table. Do you know how much money is on the table today? I took off of the table more than fucking enough. It's not a big deal. It's just not. I think that a lot of people, they see me and they see a person who's done everything wrong. Literally everything wrong. I live like an animal. I talk like an asshole. I live at my mom's house. I don't shower. I have raccoons and roaches in the house. I play video games all day. I don't exercise or really work out a whole lot. I exercise semi-regularly, but not a whole lot right now. And, still, people are watching. Yeah. The American dream. I guess so.
The estimate does come from a website that estimates the cost of bandwidth for Twitch, which I love using the website. It's pretty cool. It could be more. It could be less.
Let's see where it's at right now. Channel, basic, standard, 1080p hours streamed, 7 hours a day. Viewers, 46,000. And then so channel closest region, their average watch duration is about 50, probably actually about, I would say in between this. So it costs Twitch. So today's stream is costing Twitch $20,000. Sounds like a lot. It's nothing for Twitch. Yeah, I guess so. Man, that's crazy.
Amazon bought Twitch because they have AWS. It's like, vertical integration. Classic. Just over a week ago, Mr. Asmongold said on his stream that there's a good chance he'll have to partner the channel so that Twitch will play ads on it so they can start making.
Yeah. That's very important. Yeah. I might have to partner with the channel. It is what it is.
It's just React farming and then uploading it to YouTube and making it alpha.
I know, it's ridiculous.
They're just waiting for him to slip up like that. Yeah, man.
They
It's
have.
been going fine for YouTube. I assume if he's been doing it right and actually activating the ads. He's also a founder of OTK, one of the biggest organizations. One True King, a bunch of well-known people in there. Jay Schlatt, S-Fan, Miskiff, etc. He's doing fine. And realistically, whatever amount of money Asmongold has coming in, he doesn't need that much of it.
No.
He's a very simple guy. Most people don't need that much money. He's not flexing Rolex, shit like XQC.
I'm supposed to close that. Like this?
And in a recent interview, he says that he only utilizes about 1% of his income.
I probably spend less than 1% of what I make. Yeah, that's true. 100%. And I don't really spend any money for any reason unless it's eating food. Unless it's something that's like related to my job.
1%? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, just because you make more money doesn't mean you need to spend more money. If you get $1,000, doesn't mean you have to spend $1,000. You can just get $1,000 and say, "Damn, I got $1,000." Fuck. What's complicated about that? What are you spending money? I invest all my money. All my money's invested. So you can say I spend all my money. What are you going to do with that money when you die, though? Nothing. You see, this is a weird thing. People might not really understand this. People I just don't really give a shit about it. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. Yeah, it's whatever to me. Like, I'm just living my life, enjoying myself, and that's all that matters.
Frugal. Living within his means. What are you going to do with the other 99%, though?
No.
What are you going to do with that? You ain't going to spend all that, are you? Really?
Nothing. It's not important. It's not relevant or important. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever. Yeah, I don't need something to do with it. Like, there doesn't need to be a purpose to what I'm doing. Like, why would I care? It's just, it is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't really think about it a lot. Like, my life isn't about money. Money is great. I like making money, but money is like a tool, right? I can use the money, like I invested money to start a business. Then we invested more money to start another business. And then we invested more money to start another business. And then after that, we invested even more money to start even more businesses. And so, yeah, we have done some stuff with the money. We just don't need all of it. Does the percentage not go down, or is that the more you make, or does inflation balance it out? Yeah, I don't know. Please spend money on content stuff. Think about it. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't even think about it or worry about it or care about it hardly at all. You definitely care more about money if you didn't have it so much. Absolutely. You're totally right. Wait, yeah. 100%. Yes.
Not what the point. Might as well throw it in the trash or something, or give it to
Yeah.
me.
The darks. Oh.
In spite of being able to sell out a sports stadium worth of live viewers every single day, there's a dark side to Asmongold, aka Zach Rohr, aka Zach, aka the guy that reacted to and talked about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard for 3 consecutive days straight, with no time for pee, fart, shit, piss, drink.
Those were the highlights. It was way more.
A lot of people have seen this darker side. They know the meme. They know the mythical status of this man's life, but the average content consumer may not know. And that's what the point of this video today is. I think this shit is so interesting. Genuinely, I do. I do not understand it even one little amount, but I love it. I tell you
All right,
what.
let's see it.
Zach Leaf has lived in the same house for over 10 years, and under normal circumstances,
Over 30 years. I've lived in it my entire life, minus maybe 6 months when I was a baby. My entire life, I have lived in this house.
that's normal. You found the
Yes.
place you love. There's no need to move. You should maybe if you love the house, you should take care of it. If not for your safety, then at least for your health, which is the only thing human beings actually have. Two things. Their attention, their observation, their ability to rationalize, and their health, their physical health, mental, acuity, attention, physical health, or whatever. Zach has documented how he does anything but take care of his home and therefore himself as an extension of the things that he lives in and loves. He's documented this over the many years of him making content. Just sort of nonchalant. You see,
this video was from 2010, by the way.
Or might be his second Twitch channel. It's actually the name of his first YouTube channel. He started uploading to the Asmongold YouTube channel 10 years ago, but Zach Rohr saw its first upload 15 years ago, titled The Rat.
That's right.
This is where it gets crazy. The video begins with Zach getting hit in the head with some kind of wooden beam. He heads inside.
I used to break things on my head all the time. I had a lot of practice. I built up a tolerance for it.
You see the state of the home that he lives in. There's debris all over the kitchen floor, debris everywhere.
There's a rat.
Smack dab in the middle of
My
this
mom
debris
reported this.
is a rat. It almost feels like an episode.
No, it's one rat. It's one rat. We're not talking about 10 rats. It's one rat. It's not a big deal. Damn.
Remember that guy Glenn, the guy with 1,000 rats?
I only have one rat, probably 2 or 3. I don't have that many rats. I'm not petting them or anything. They're just there.
Would you ever want a rat? Don't know. I think I tried. Zach's video titled The Rat is reminiscent to me of the moment in which Glenn from Hoarders began his rat obsession and eventually ended up with 1,000 rats. Zach did not do this.
They're everywhere. They're coming out of the walls, out of the mattresses. It's them as was children.
Instead, Zach became a very famous and successful Twitch streamer. Similar, reminiscent.
There's actually a big spider. It's like the size of my palm of my hand. It was in the kitchen, and I tried to cut it in half with a knife, and it got away. And I said, you know what? That's natural selection. I'll let him go. He's in the house now. He's still in the house, right? Yeah. He passed me. No, if I try to cut one of them in half and they get away, I just let them go.
It's not the same. Clearly. Back to the video. He shakes the box around, and then he takes the rat outside and dumps it in the trash can. It looks like it's dead. I think it is.
We killed it.
We killed it after
the video.
He was filming. I'm not exactly sure. I have no clue, but it's motionless, and it does not look good. I'd say it's not that sanitary of a living condition if there is a alive or dead rat within the walls for a rat. Oh, shit!
That's not even a big deal. Like, what are you stressed out for? It's probably fake, but that's,
not a mouse. A rat! Whoop your ass! Whoop your ass! Like, immediately rat! It's not a big deal. Stop it. A rat, dude. Have you ever? I've never seen a rat. I don't think in real life. I mean, I had pet.
I mean, it's just a rat. I mean, you see him, there he is. Like, I have probably caught in my house more than 10 rats over the years. Yeah, it's been a lot of them, man.
Rats. I'm like you see mice and stuff. But a rat?
It's just
rat
nature.
video is only scraping the surface, too, which is very cool. 13 years ago, Zach uploaded a video titled Asmongold's Lair, which showcased the...
This was the beginning of the legend, right here, of like me being a degenerate. This was it. It was this video right here. This video went super viral on Reddit. Like, I remember I got like so many fucking people messaging me, talking to me about it. It was insane. Humble beginnings. Yep, this is the first one. This is the first time one of my videos got really popular.
Showcase the sorry state.
It was like 2011 or 12.
Every single day.
2013.
Fast food so old he can't remember when it's from.
Yeah.
And a desk and floor completely covered in microplastics.
I don't even remember when I had that. Yeah, that's Taco Bell. I could tell. That's, oh man, those were the days. Those were the fucking days right there. Holy shit. Dang. Man. Oh, OG Rat? That's the original Rat of the Lich King, man. Yep. That's go. Character. I just got that now. Great.
Reminds me
Remember
of
that.
that movie Signs. Moving the drinks all around. Dude, I leave some shit around on my desk. Nothing like that, man. I imagine being in Asmund's house is like playing Russian roulette, except with three fully loaded.
No, I can hear the soda. That's not true. I can hear which one is the right one.
What the fuck?
Through the carbonation. I just have to listen to the soda and I know it's the one that I have. I can smell it.
Get
I
inside.
can tell if there's a difference between like that zero sugar soda and the shit that's not zero sugar. I can hear it, bro. Like, yep, I can easily hear this. Absolutely. I've never made a mistake. Actually, maybe once or twice, but hardly ever.
Walmers.
My whole
And
life.
the one that is unloaded is the only drink in the entire house that doesn't have a colony of living things within it. There was an issue with rodents. Come on! He even uploaded a video about his raccoon magnets every time.
Yeah, my mom and I, we printed out these magnets here. And it's like, you know, like those World War II planes where they would put like skull and crossbones for all the people they shot down. Well, we did that for raccoons. And so every raccoon that we would catch, we would print out a new picture and then put a magnet on the refrigerator of that raccoon that we had.
And they would catch a raccoon, they'd put a magnet on their fridge, and, you know, that was 13 years ago. There were 6 of them. I wonder if the tradition still...
It's probably like 10 total.
Day. I assume not. He should sell raccoon magnets, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
See that it could potentially take a long time for someone to change their ways, or
Yes.
specifically to realize the error in their ways in which they need to then change their ways. And it's cool we get to look back and see Zach 6 years later. He gave us an update in 2017.
That was that looks really nice. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Hey, how about that? You see that Gatorade bottle right there? I still got it. This is my original webcam stand. Yeah.
2017, pretty early into the video. It says it's 8:30 a.m. and he's ready to go to bed.
It's about 8:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to bed. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on here because it's so dark. But you guys can just kind of guess.
Yeah, I stayed up all night. Awesome. So, you know, that
Yeah, I would stay up all night and then I would wake up. I'll go to bed in the morning and then I would wake up early enough to go to Wendy's for breakfast. And then I would come back to my house and I would eat Wendy's on an old sofa mattress that I stole out of not stole, but I got out of a sofa match. But like, you know, one of those like sofas that you can like pull it out and it's a bed. Well, I got one of those mattresses I had on the floor, and I would like eat Wendy's chili, and then I would just basically pass out on the sofa mattress, and then I would probably get up and jerk off, and then go stream. That was my life every day. That was what I did. Yep.
Changed. Wow, this is a man we're looking at. He's prioritizing his video game addiction
That's right.
over any kind of human being limit. He
Yes.
sits at his desk after showing us a full 30
That's
racks
the
of
mattress.
pepper on the
Yeah,
ground.
there's the mattress right there. An ex-girlfriend made me get rid of this. Now it's out in my backyard, molded over. I still have it. It's just that it's just in the backyard, and there's like destroyed, and there's like animals living in it now. But yeah,
There are definitely less styrofoam cups, which is
the
good.
pink sparkles made me get rid of it. I still have not forgiven this. It was wrong. The mattress was amazing.
Still quite a few of them. 30 rack of Dr. Pepper, dude. Huge ups on that. I
Yeah.
love Dr. Pepper. I
Fuck
think
yeah.
It was the nectar of the gods. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's nutritious. Just kidding. It's terrible. Don't drink it.
If it's so bad for you, then this is like you get your fat, sodium, carbohydrates. It has zero. Oh, it has zero protein. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm drinking it a lot. It's good. I mean, like, yeah.
Don't drink it. I don't know if there's more or less in this update video. Maybe his desk is just bigger. Maybe there's more room for all on the right side of
Yep.
the L rather than in front of him, and
Those headphones are such pieces of shit.
all around him. And
Yeah, that's just food.
see that he's got the big old thing of Dr. Pepper cans, which means he's using less microplastics, less styrofoam, but still drinking a shit ton of soda.
So absolutely.
Gotta keep that up. Gotta stay hydrated. Still, sort
Yeah, that's why.
Get inside.
That's so much these chili.
10 plus hours of his day. So
Yeah.
it's just seeping into his body, his respiratory system,
That's right.
his pores. He just probably smells like old food. So yeah, cool.
I do not. Okay, all right, let's stop right there. I do not smell like old food. I smell great. Everybody knows that. Has there ever been somebody complaining about me smelling bad? Absolutely fucking not. No way. I didn't smell bad. That's gross. Fat people smell bad because they're sweating all the time from being fat. For me? No way.
Little cheeky 6-year update. Let's see how he's doing in 2021. 4 years after this, we get a video titled A Day in the Life of Asmongold. Shows us his breakfast, the most important meal of the day. He starts off strong with a delicious, nutritious meal of everything a human body needs to function and properly fuel itself for the day. A Reese's Genius. A Reese Genius.
And I just want to start off first thing of the day here. So I want to have my first breakfast. And I'm going to get one of these here. There we go. Put yourselves.
Those are the special, if you look at those right there, you'll see that this is actually the special Reese's peanut butter cups that are the holiday edition, which are the better peanut butter cups because of the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter than the actual baseline Reese's peanut butter cups. So every time that one of the holiday events happens, so like there's a number of events, there's the jack-o'-lanterns that happen in Halloween, the trees that happen for Christmas, there's hearts that happen for Valentine's Day, and then I think they do another one every once in a while in the middle of the year too. And the eggs for Easter, right? The eggs for Easter, there's the other one. And so you have all these, and I would buy usually 10 bags of this, and then I would eat them throughout the months in between the holidays. So like if I was buying it at Christmas, I wouldn't need to get as many because like it would only be like 2 months, and then it would be, Valentine's Day. Then it would be like 2 months, and then it would be Easter, right? And so but like on Easter, I would buy like 20 bags, and then I would just eat all those bags of Reese's peanut butter cups.
For themselves Reese's peanut butter.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a good meal of the day somewhere. Yep. He goes to Wendy's.
What do you mean? Wendy's is good. What's wrong with Wendy's? How's it not healthy? Like Wendy's, there's chicken, they've got meat, they've got potatoes, potato chips. Are potatoes bad now? Are we gonna pretend like potatoes are bad now? They're delicious.
Later, Jack in the Box.
Fingers crossed, gentlemen. We're over here at Jack in the Box now.
Not to mention,
Yep.
there's a nice 12 hours of seated computer time between those two.
5:31 is the
How
morning.
is he so thin? How is this? How does that work? Yeah, I guess it's.
How am I skinny? I'll tell you how I'm fucking skinny. You know how? It's because I don't eat a lot of fucking food. That's the reason why. It's not a big fucking secret. You want to be skinny? Stop eating so much fucking food. You're like, oh, I don't know why I'm so fat. Well, because you're fucking eating food all. Stop eating food. What are you doing eating all the fucking food for? Quit it. Quit going to the Golden Corral. You don't need to be there. Get the fuck out of there. Do you limit yourself? Sometimes, yeah. Like, I don't go all in on food. I went yesterday to a Korean barbecue place, and I ate a lot of food there. Sure, but like, that's rare. I hardly ever do that.
Like he's malnourished, right? Like that's a lot of people say. There's some people who are skinny fat.
The people that are skinny, you know who the people that talk about how skinny people are malnourished? You want to know who those people are? It's called fat people. That's right. It's fat people trying to come up with, it's the same as me. No, it's not, you whale. Shut the hell up, fat ass. Talking shit, you damn pig. Fuck you. No, I have to fucking see this shit my whole life. I had people that were making fun of me for being skinny in school, and you know what they are now? Diabetes. That's where they are. And that's what you get. Because they're eating too much fucking food being fat. They got problems with their knees and shit. Because they're fat. This is how it is. I had to deal with that shit my whole life. People talk about everybody. You're not supposed to talk about how fat somebody is, but you can talk about how they're skinny. Is more punching up. And I think the fact that it's called like that, it's okay. It implies that being skinny is better. Now I'll tell you another thing. I lost all my teeth. I only have 4 teeth of real teeth. I only have 4 teeth right now. And I got a bad feeling it's probably about to be 2 or 3 pretty soon. All my teeth rotted out of my fucking head. That's just the way it is.
You're just not good at metabolizing food compared to like someone who's morbidly obese. And then you need like the same amount of someone, but the food is so low quality and their body's just so allergic to it. And causes so much inflammation. Their body works so inefficiently to digest.
This is Fatco. It's a literal hogwash, bro. Like it's hogwash. They're trying to make this shit up. Oh man, no, all fake. It's all fake.
And so that they just don't gain any weight. They just gain fat. Their muscle, of course, you know.
Biology.
It's like also in this video, it looks like
It's Golden Corral. It's not biology. That's what they should do. They should rename Golden Corral to biology, or you know what they should do? Rename Golden Corral to genetics. And then maybe finally the fat people would tell the truth.
Doesn't look too great. It seems like he may have gone a while without showering. Shortly after uploading that video, he uploaded a video revealing that he hadn't showered for a month.
Hey guys, it's me again. And last night I ended what happens to be the longest streak I've ever had of not taking a shower. I beat this by now.
I gotta say, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I beat this. I more than 2x that.
Occasionally, I'll go 3 or 4 days.
3.5 months.
3 or 4. Actually, I went camping for an entire week, so I went a whole week. I didn't go with a shower.
3.5 months. Almost 4.
You know, that's a lot. That was outside. I just can't imagine it. I just really can't imagine. What's the reason behind it? I don't know. Will we ever find out? We kind of figure out a little bit.
Well, it's a waste of time. Like, if I could shower, then that's going to be like 30, 40 minutes. Because it takes me time to shower. Because of how greasy my face gets, my hair gets. And so then I have to wash my hair. And I do shower once a week now. Right now, I shower once a week.
This abstinence from the shower was during a break he was taking from streaming.
That's right.
And he said that he only showered in the first place so he wouldn't look bald on stream.
Yeah, because like my hair gets greasy. Like y'all see my hair's a little bit greasy here, right? Just a little bit. But what happened, see, like this dude, he might not understand this. So like I had really bad dandruff, shit like that whenever I was a kid. I did. Like it would be like snow on my shoulders, like one of those Christmas trees. But what I did, and I had a big problem with this, and I still have a bit of an issue with it, right? If I don't shower for like a whole week, it could be, I have like skin flakes and shit like that. But after I stopped showering for 3.5 months, 90% of it went away. I'm not kidding. 90% of all of the dandruff problems and skin flake problems that I had, because I had to recalibrate the the homeostasis of my body, and I did.
Since he wasn't streaming, there was no need to shower.
That's right. Reasons why I take showers. I think one of the big reasons is so I don't look bald whenever I'm streaming. Yeah, because I'm streaming right now. So I'm pretty much good. Yeah. Now the reason I broke this streak, as you guys can see, my hair is, well, I still do look bald. This is about as good as it gets. Yeah. And that was a long time ago. Now it's
He also says that he broke the streak because he thought he needed to be somewhere, so he showered for that, but he ended up not actually having to go.
I wasted my
shower for no reason.
I thought that I had to be somewhere today, but apparently I don't have to be there. So I pretty much showered for nothing. I ruined, what turned out to be a pretty good thing.
That's pretty cool. And clean your penis. Clean your Zach. Clean your penis. And your ball sack. And your gooch. And your asshole, please. And your armpits. And your mouth. The inside of brush your teeth.
I brush my teeth every day.
Well, you don't need to wash any of that.
Yeah.
You don't need to wash
That's not true. See, that's what I thought too. But what happened is that, like, on my chest, I was actually developing scales. And I noticed that because I touched my chest and I realized that I couldn't even feel my own fingers. And I realized that I was actually evolving. And I had to, that's whenever I nerfed myself and I started showering again. I did. Like, there were actual scales and, like, armor that was being built up on my skin. It took 3.5 months for that to happen.
You don't need to wash your face. It's all nonsense. Like, clean your mushroom tip and your asshole. Please. More of this video talks about how he got a girlfriend and that she demanded he shower more, which meant he had to do laundry more, and that was a lot of work because he had to pick up the
And then she would get mad if I would ever shower and wear the same clothes after I showered. She would get mad. Well, she'd get mad at me. Like, Jesus.
the ground.
I got a girlfriend, and she was not particularly happy with this designated showering days thing. And she pretty much insisted that I move it up to about 3 or so, and that was a lot of work. You gotta change your clothes after you shower. That means you gotta do laundry. You gotta do laundry. That means you gotta pick the clothes up off the floor. It's a lot of work. You gotta deal with it.
That's based. I hate laundry. I think that's lame as shit. It's one of the reasons I have a girlfriend. Just kidding, guys. We assume he's got it better, but even as recently as 2 years ago, he talks about only showering once a week, so I don't really know.
Listen, guys, I know this might be a surprise, but I shower about once a week. Yeah. Maybe somewhere around there. Like, whenever my hair, like, the main reason why I shower is whenever my hair looks bad, I'm on straight.
Now, I mentioned jokingly to wash your an asshole, but there are plenty of health risks when you don't shower enough and you're disgusting and you live in filth.
And no, it really was incredible what would happen. Like, and so for a long time, I was very sensitive to the cold, and I would get cold very easily, and I would get overheated. And the longer I didn't shower, the more, like, that spectrum evolved. So, like, if I could only be comfortable in between 70 and 80 degrees, by the end of those 3 months, I could be comfortable with it 60 to, like, 90 degrees. And so, yeah, like, no, I feel like it was nuts. Was it upgraded? Yeah, it was. I was growing your own insulation? I was, yeah.
eat terrible foods and are a health risk, basically. You ever heard of an outbreak monkey? Yeah,
No.
not good. Also, this fake shower too much, either like every other day, every 2 days, something along those lines. Overcleaning is bad, according to Harvard Medical School. There is such a thing as overcleaning. It gets rid of too much oil off your skin, and there's like little colonies of bacteria.
See, that's what I was doing. I was over cleaning. That's why I stopped showering for 3.5 months. See, Harvard agrees with me. That's the thing, is that everybody laughs at me, and then Harvard does a study, and it turns out I was right all along.
I mean, they just. And they can't live in a sterile environment, and the absence of normal microorganisms on any organ of your body can even lead to the reduction of what's called immune memory, and your body won't create the normal protective antibodies.
See, this is what I knew this. I didn't read this. I learned it through experience.
Needs to protect itself from all sorts of different things. So, wash your poops in your asshole, and then up from that, take it easy. Sorry, mushroom tip. So yeah, overcleaning potentially bad. Doesn't mean you should shower once a month. That's not recommended by doctors. Once a day. Hey, guys, also turns out leaving food and drinks out in your home for days or months in this case at a time, it can impact your health. The U.S.
I had this happen. So people had, like, how everybody thinks that, like, the Earth is 6,000 years old and dinosaurs weren't real, and the fossils were put in the ground by Jews to make the Christians doubt their own faith. Like, we all know that, right? And so I actually learned firsthand that that's not true. Because I had food that was put in my refrigerator, and the food, I don't even know what it was originally. It turned into oil. It was like a black goo. I could have put it probably in my car. I threw it away.
Of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service has a page.
But after that, it's real, guys. It's real.
Food and the potential dangers that these molds can cause, allergic reactions, respiratory problems. In some instances,
yeah, I was like sneezing in some cases. Like I would wake up and I would have like a little bit of allergies, and then I learned that I went out and I looked at like my pillows, and a lot of my pillows were like damp and they had like mold on them. I don't know how this happened. Honestly, I have no idea. But yeah, I put them all outside my room. I got. I had to wash some of the pillows and everything. It was like kind of annoying. Yeah, moisture. Yeah, and so I was sleeping in like mold for a long time. And then I thought I got rid of all of it. And then very recently, this was like maybe when I got my new bed, um, this was crazy. I didn't even know mold could grow on shoes. And like I had these fans from like that I was wearing in high school, and they were molded over. It was crazy. It was kind of sad. So I had to get rid of a lot of shoes and my clothes and stuff like that too. This is very recently. Yeah, it grows on your skin. Maybe it does. Well, not me. I would never have mold growing on me. It would be other people. That's disgusting.
It can produce poisonous mycotoxins that make you sick. Black molds.
Yeah.
Mold's very bad. I love mold. Every now and then I'll get a loaf of bread that's really moldy. I'll like let one mold, and then I'll put the dagger on my head and I'll go.
That's good. That's smart.
I don't do drugs or smoke or anything like that. That's probably worse. So I hermetically interact with mycotoxins. Hermetic mycotoxin.
I think that's a good idea, right? Is that
Just kidding, don't do that. It's not the only substance that could have an impact on your health. And after Asmongold's month without showering, he posted a video talking about why he doesn't drink or use recreational drugs. Some of his reasons are totally understandable reasons, perfectly based, perfectly rented.
Today, I want to talk to you all about why I don't smoke, why I don't do any recreational drugs, and why I don't drink.
He'd rather have his money spent on video games as opposed to drinking or drugs.
At the very early stages, right, back in middle school, whenever I first had some of my friends drinking and smoking weed, maybe doing a few other drugs too, but mostly just like, the casual middle school, early high school stuff. Why I didn't do it then, pretty fucking simple. I could spend $30 on weed, or I could spend $30 on a video game.
He's also worried about developing an addiction potentially.
Whenever I was a little kid, this might sound kind of crazy, but whenever I was a little kid, I always expected that I would grow up and be a drug addict.
Yeah,
because
I acted crazy, and so I just assumed that crazy people would just grow up and do drugs. the streams or
Yeah.
streams, watch movies and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that'd probably be me. I'm kind of like a crazy guy, and these crazy guys doing these drugs, yeah, I could do that. And then I got older, and I realized that they were expensive, and I changed my mind.
He has a family history of substance abuse.
I used to drink all the time, and we've got a number of alcoholics in the family, and the number is all of the people basically in the family. But yes, I asked my dad, I'm like, oh, what happened to Grandpa? Alcohol poisoning. What happened to, your great uncle, whoever? Liver failure. Yeah, not good. Starting to see a pattern here.
He also acknowledges in that video that he does not live a healthy lifestyle and that he does do some unhealthy things.
I do not live the healthiest life. I don't treat my body like a temple. I treat it like a zoo. It's been the same way for my whole life. Like an animal. I've always lived like an animal. I do not treat my body like a temple. I treat it like a zoo. That's what I say. And I've always done things like this.
So he wants to minimize the amount of unhealthy things that he does.
The point is that I do some unhealthy things as well. Let's keep that to as much of a minimum as possible.
He's like looking at it as if it's like a kind of an in and out stat point.
Yeah.
And upgrade any points.
Exactly.
Which, to me, I feel like you're better off probably drinking, doing alcohol in moderation than you are just completely avoiding those things and then not showering for a month.
No, that's not. Like showering doesn't make that big of a difference. That's bullshit.
I know. I also don't drink and I don't do drugs. I suck. I'm an incredibly boring person, and people have only liked me since I've been an old man. And people are like, now there's not drinking as much or doing as many drugs. But when I was like 20 years old, I didn't have any friends. Nobody loved me. So me and Asmund both were like, oh man, I'm just kidding. That was me. Don't put that in. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. He's a great guy. I don't know. He's got cockroaches. I don't know. He's legendary. That's for damn sure. So I'll also say though, there is a difference between eating healthy and living healthy because you can go eat like McDonald's and shit, and then have a clean house and not you expose yourself to irritants, mold.
McDonald's is not bad. It's not that bad.
You don't have to do one or the other. You can. There's other ways.
It's not that bad.
He minimized all the stat points, both of those things.
Yeah.
That's why we see videos of his living conditions where there are millions of ants in his house.
Oh, yeah. This was so annoying. Oh, my God. Oh, they were so annoying.
I have hundreds in my garage here, but I'm in a garage. I can't stop them. There's a garage door right there. And just creatures get in there. It's crazy. There's a spider right there that's like this big around. He's got millions of ants in his house. Maybe billions. I'm not exactly sure
anymore. No, I got rid of all these. I got a vacuum and I vacuumed them all up. They're gone. There's no more ants.
There's also cockroaches climbing on him. Literally climbing on him in his room.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, by the way, but you might think the one place that might be clean in the Asmund Gold world, the shower. His shower was at one point so nasty because he threw up in it and left it for months, claiming that it melted the bottom of his shower curtain, and his mom had to clean it up after some was still on the bottom of the curtain, and it started to smell like barbecue. So I don't know what the means. It's disgusting. All this was in a story he told to Trainwrecks in person.
I threw up in my bathroom for this. Well, a few months, and then I finally cleaned it up. And a few years after that, I kept going in there, and I always smelled this very strong scent of Hickory Smoke Bar. Oh, so really, it's the best thing ever. And I cleaned all this stuff, so I never anything. And then we replaced the shower curtain, and I saw the bottom of the shower curtain was melted with rotten puke. And the puke like oxidized to the point where it smelled like barbecue. And I honestly didn't really want to get rid of the shower curtain.
So yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. I mean, for a while, I can't believe that. Yeah, I mean, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna that's pretty abhorrent, disgusting, degenerate, etc. But my God, is it legendary? Smells must be something that Asmund Gold doesn't pay that much.
I can't smell anything. I have no real sense of smell. I can only smell a few things. I can smell dead animals, and I can smell Primarily dead animals. I can smell soda. Yeah, I can smell the types of soda. Yeah. Maybe steak, a little bit like that. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have any sense of smell.
To if any mind involved, it uses a dead and decaying rat as an alarm clock at one point.
The thing is, I used to use a dead rat as an alarm clock, actually, for my stream. Because I found the rat, by the way. Basically, what happened was whenever the sun would come up, it would start cooking the corpse of the rat, and then it would start smelling again, and then the smell would wake me up. Yeah. So I would use the rat effectively as an alarm clock, and as soon as it got hot enough, it would wake me up, and then I would know, oh shit, it's time to stream.
That's pretty badass. Also, left a rat in a room full of junk that had just piled up for 5 or 6 years before he cleaned it and then covered the stain with the rug.
Anyway, what happened is that a rat got in there and it died. Yes. And so I was like, man, this smells really bad. We've got to deal with this problem with the dead rat in that room. So I closed the door. And that was pretty much about it. And this stuff went away after a while. If you ignore a lot of problems, they do go away. Don't ever let somebody tell you that that's not the case. There are tons of problems that if you ignore them, they'll go away. I didn't go in the room anymore. So anyway, I go back. This is like 5 or 6 years later. I'm going to clean up this room. And I actually did. It was like, I felt like Hercules, like cleaning the stables, right? We were just like by Zeus. And like there was just so much shit in there. It was insane. It took me a week to clean this out. Yes. And I had to throw things away. It was really bad. We had like the biggest size garbage can you could possibly have. I filled it up every single fucking week with stuff. And it took like 3 weeks to get everything out of the window. And it was kind of annoying to me. But we got rid of them and the problem got solved. And there was as soon as I got my room cleaned up, my mom ordered a bunch of extra stuff on Amazon to put in my old room. So now it's just full of more boxes. Yeah, she's like, wow, look at all this space. Holy shit. You know what? We need another thing up. We need more plates. Let's buy more plates. Oh, fuck. Big, there's like a stain on the floor. And so I put a rug over it. Yeah. And everything's fine. That was dead round.
It's a miracle that he's still the fine specimen that he is. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, definitely. The rat was like, half of the rat's body was like decayed. I took a picture of it because I thought people wouldn't believe it. Everybody would always, they would always act like I was lying. Let me see if I have the picture of this. Where did it go? Well, this is one of a possum. There's that. That's from 2021. Let me see if I can find another one. Where is the dead rat? I don't know where the hell it is, because I remember I took a picture of it. Where did it go? That's so weird. Huh. Check the date? No, I thought it was there. I'm not going to look too much longer. I'm just going to look for a couple more minutes, and then if I can't find it, we'll just move on. But I really thought that I had it here. What the hell? What in the fuck? Oh my god, there's no way I lost this. Maybe I took it off the phone. That's probably what it was. I might have gotten rid of it off the phone. Because I took pictures of my room, and so I assumed it would be about the same time, but maybe it's just not there. Because it's really crazy. Like, half of the rat was... Oh, this is a raccoon. That was a raccoon that I got, and That was cool. Do I have any other good ones? You name it? Not really. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not able to find it. I'm a big idiot, stupid dumbass. Yeah, damn it, man. Okay. The effects of the way that this man lives are seemingly clear. It's pretty clear it's affected his body quite badly. And when you ask the question, what are the red marks on the wall in this video, you'll find the answer that he was wiping blood from his teeth on the wall so he didn't have to get out of bed. What? Yeah, because a lot of my teeth at that time had been rotting out because I couldn't afford to get the fillings replaced. So I couldn't really fix the teeth. And so they just, like, the fillings just come out, right? That's what happens. They have to be replaced regularly. And so, then over time, obviously, like, if the tooth is exposed, then it just decays over time. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's just how it is. That's why you have the enamel on the teeth. And so the teeth would just decay. And, yeah, my new dentist. So no, I mean, like, this was like a long time. How do you even wipe teeth on the wall? Well, I would do like this, and I would just get it off of my teeth and like put it on the wall. Like, that's what it was. It really hurts. Yeah, it was really painful. It was bad. And is that a problem you can ignore? Yeah, I did. I ignored the problem. The teeth went away. Yeah, exactly. And so is it painful? It was so painful that I would pass out from the pain sometimes. That's how bad it was. And so, yeah. And so that would happen, and I'm trying to think what else besides that indentures. Yeah, yeah. And that's why it had to happen. And I was like 21 at the time, like 20 or 21. I was still pretty young. Maybe 22.
That's crazy. How do you even do that? Your teeth were bleeding. How are your teeth bleeding? Dude? So you're gonna have to get it bad. I had a little booger area when I was a kid.
Yeah, they would that's too young for teeth problems. But yeah, well that's just what happened. Yeah, that's just how it is.
When I was like
And I didn't have the money to get it fixed or anything either, so I just had to let it happen.
infant, like 4 or 5 years old, there was a little booger wall, little booger area. And then I got in a lot of trouble and I'd stop because or at least I'm not even that normal. I have ASD level 3 or ASD level 1. I don't know. I got Asperger's. There's no excuse. Asperger's teeth
Food.
not going too good.
No.
His teeth were so bad at one point he broke a tooth on a piece of pizza.
Was it
and
Sam's
used
Club?
pliers to pull out the remaining chunk.
I used to be an animal, a degenerate, and a fiend. Not exactly. One time, I broke my tooth eating
Sam's Club pizza.
a pizza at Sam's Club.
Oh,
And I had to raid the Lich King Karauak. And the shard of the tooth that was still there.
Because people would not move out of shadow traps, which is like the mechanic in phase 1. I had to keep calling them out. I couldn't do it. I remember it very clearly.
Was stabbing my
Pre-launch.
tongue.
Yeah, I wonder how I knew it was going to happen.
And I went downstairs on the break for the
Yeah.
raid, and I got a pair of pliers, and I broke that piece of my tooth off with pliers in my bathroom.
Yeah.
And on stream,
I basically I took it, and I still have the pliers in my bathroom. I took the pliers and I just like crushed them. And then that pretty much solved the problem. And I came back and we raid and killed the boss, by the way. And I am invincible now.
that he has lost so many teeth between the ages of 21 to 28
Yeah.
after getting
It
all
was actually, it started at like 19 probably, was whenever they started to like really decay. But then it wasn't until like probably 20 or 21 whenever I had to have them like start having them pulled out.
fixed. He now only has a single digit amount of original
That's right.
teeth.
Your face more around. I actually think that my face got a lot thinner whenever I was like I'd say like 21 to like 28 or so, because I lost all my teeth. But well, I never brushed my teeth in high school. I would brush my teeth maybe once every other week. The reason why is that I didn't really see the point in it. I had just always assumed that I would probably kill myself or something like after I graduate high school.
Because, like, I just didn't really want to live the life that people wanted me to live. I was like, what's really the point of this? Like, why would I brush my teeth? Why would I give a shit? And so I just never did. I never thought about the future. I never thought about what would happen. And so, yeah. You see the point now? Yeah, I mean, it was definitely regrettable, right? I mean, it was not a good decision in retrospect. Yeah, it was not. Now my face is probably about the same as it was like whenever I was younger, like even like 16 or 17, because like I got the teeth replaced, so like those muscles are in my face again. How many teeth? Yeah, that's why I have a beard, by the way. It's because like I don't have a jawline anymore because all the teeth are rotted out, and like my jaw is contracted to the point where like you can't even put teeth in. So like I have no back teeth at all. Blues. Um, I have a single digit number of actual real teeth. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it. Four teeth left. Was that depression that you were going through? Did you not think you get anything help? Any help? Oh, who cares? Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this fucking day? Some depression? Boy, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. That's the way it is. Everybody has problems. So, like, I don't know how many you start with. I'm not sure. 32? That's why I lost that shit out of order. Holy fuck.
And some people point out it's on stream as there's like something in it.
Oh, let me see. Something in your teeth? Yeah, that's called one of my teeth. Actually, let's see. Can I see my teeth? Yeah, right there. No, that's fine. Is it? You guys want to see? I'll show you. Let me see. I took a picture. I'm not gonna upload the photo, but I'll just show you what it looks like on my phone. And you'll see how bad it was. There's so many fucking pictures on my phone. I'm sorry if I'm not able to here. Oh man. Well, anyway, I took a picture of all my teeth, right? Like the bottom row of my teeth. And the entire thing had like pretty much totally rotted out. Like every single tooth they had to pull out and put something on and like grind down. And like a lot of them were like black and they had been like decayed and had like, I don't know, stuff growing on them. It was crazy. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to the pictures. I guess I can't find. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. No, it's supposed to be there, unfortunately. That's one of my teeth that I need to get fixed. It sucks, but there it is. Anyway, something. Let me see. If something in your teeth? Yeah.
If he acknowledges that it's just a tooth that's rotting.
Yeah, so the tooth just turned black, basically.
Like soda. And he doesn't drink water, and it's foreign to him. And
well, I do drink water. I played this up.
Like he drinks this shit.
I drink water sometimes.
Yeah, it's just his teeth are bad, man. It's tough to maintain the balance of your teeth. I've never had braces or anything. I've got pretty good teeth. It's because I brushed them.
Yeah, I never brushed my teeth at all. I think I really started brushing my teeth at like age 20. I think it was like maybe 19 or so. But like before then, I would never brush my teeth. Yep.
And drink water and all that. So yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff, by the way. And I'm no stranger to talking about Zach. His antics for quite a while now.
My parents tried to make me do it. They tried to push me to do it. I just wouldn't do it. I just tell them I'd do it. I just don't do it.
My girlfriend on the Some Ordinary podcast, and it was only a matter of time before he reacted to that.
Of course.
Reacted to it. And I got to give Zach credit here, dude. Like, obviously, I'm just poking fun. This dude's an internet legend. Like, this is it's a big ass meme, right? This whole thing is a big meme. This is one of the most interesting character traits anyone who's been famous on the internet has ever had. And it's funny, and it's disgusting and weird. But it's entertaining, for sure. And I gotta give Zach credit for being able to acknowledge that he is, in fact, living quite good. He has acknowledged it repeatedly.
Oh, I live like an animal. I absolutely live like an animal. It's not even a question.
It's a shot on the chin, like a chin. And it's really not a shot on the chin, to be honest. It's just like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
That seems bad. I also want to apologize for what I said in the Simple Nerd podcast. I said that Asmongold looked like you could feed him an apple through a fence because I was making a horse joke. And
Oh, I have horse teeth. That's just the way it is. People have been making jokes like that about me for the whole time. And then also another reason is because I don't have any muscles in the back of my mouth, obviously I can't eat that well. And so it shifted like my facial structure to where I only have muscles in the front of my face. And so it makes me look like a horse. No, I understand. Yeah, that's just what happened.
not mad at me for making fun of our drawings.
I do.
And I'm pretty sure that I heard one of his friends say that as a meme on stream at some point. That's why
It's true. People have been calling me that my whole life.
I didn't say that ever.
I mean, there's a reason for that.
Watching his content. I just meant it as a light joke. I wouldn't be making this video if I hated Asmongold or wanted to actually make him feel bad about himself outside of just dirty house and room. It's not cool to make fun of the way that someone looks, so I apologize for that, obviously.
It does seem to bother me. I know I look like an animal. I look like a deformed, fucking disgusting, degenerate animal. I've always looked bad. That's just the way it is. That's life. Bad RNG.
So he is slowly improving his situation over time, and his lifestyle is getting better, but it's taken over a decade at this point, and it seems like he goes through a bit of an ebb and flow.
Oh, no, you know what bad? Guys, do you know whenever I started having anybody tell me that I didn't look like shit? Whenever I started becoming popular as a streamer. Before that, nobody said anything good about me. Nobody ever said anything like that. Do you really think I'm going to believe that? I have it. You guys know I have a mirror, right? I have a mirror. Like, I know what I look like. You don't need to, guys, this isn't some weird thing where, like, the girls come together and they tell the fat girl that she's beautiful and she feels good. And then, like, they act like they did something special. Hey, guys, listen. I've got a fucking mirror, okay? It's okay. No, well, yeah, no, I mean, I know the way I've been treated my whole life, and the way people think that people have talked about me my whole life. No, absolutely not. No, the only time I ever got any type of positive, like, anybody saying anything good about the way I look, it's after I got popular streaming. I mean, come on, let's be real. It's just the way it is.
Maintaining his environment. I just don't know how his brain works. He's really good at WoW, organizing stuff in WoW, just not in real life. Real life sucks. We do find out, thanks to this reaction, that the room we see him in the most is called the Lair, and that is the cleanest room. It's where he spends most of his time.
Yes.
And it's not in a good state, though, even here. It's pretty bad. So the other parts are probably worse or something like that. I don't know.
I wonder if he just has like a little den that he records in and he actually lives in like a normal place.
Oh, that conspiracy? Yeah. Where the fuck does this come from? This is not, no. You want to know the truth? Is that this is the cleanest room in my house. Because this is the one I'm in all the time. It's the rest of the house that's bad. Yeah, you want the mansion thing? Yeah, exactly. This is pretty good. Well, actually, I mean, it's not.
Also, when we brought him up on the Subordinary podcast, he says that he wanted to come on at some point, and maybe this video will encourage him to come on, dude. How about that? I'll be down him one, by the way.
When I goes, he streams like 36 hours of video. Yeah, I'm really hard by me on the podcast. I do want to go on there eventually. I just haven't done it before. I'm look it up so you guys can see him. Yeah, we don't want to miss out on him.
How about I spend a week with you in your house? That's what I would like to do at Duck.
Be careful what you wish for. No mere mortal would ask me. The last time people went over to my house, they got hives, rashes, acne. No. This is, no, you do not, you trust me.
Document the whole thing. That'd be really fun.
That would be awful. Trust me.
In the wilderness. Imagine having a sleepover to Asmongold's house. It's these scary as yeah. There's just rats and shit everywhere. Assimilated organisms. The life of Asmongold to me is really interesting because it goes to show that social media and this whole internet thing and making content on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever, it can change someone's life, absolutely elevate that person's life, and also it can happen to me. It can happen to, I can't imagine Asmongold would find success in many other high success fields. I'm sure he could live a normal life. I'm sure of that. But like, fucking being the salesman guy or other, I don't know, some cringe shit. I'm not sure. Dude's nailed it as a content creator.
Oh yeah. No, I never.
Having rats.
Growing up, I never wanted to have a job. I never wanted to have a job. I never wanted to do anything. All I wanted to do was steal people's stuff, play video games all the time, and hang out with my friends. That was all I ever wanted to do. Yep.
It's in his house. And cockroaches crawling on him and blood on the walls from his rotting teeth. Incredible. We also talked about the fact that Zach only spends about 1% of his income, and that is on food and stuff for his job. In the same interview later on, it's brought up that he could just spend 2% of his income and completely
Tech Tech said this. Yeah.
change his life for the better.
Like, do you think spending that on is okay? Because you could spend 2% of the money you make,
And then what would it do?
completely change your quality of life.
He could replace his bed. The one he's had for 25 years.
How could that possibly happen?
Okay, invest in a good mattress.
I have slept on this bed for 25 years.
Yep.
I think
feel like
it's a
that bed is
mattress.
gotta be fucking gross.
I don't know about
Okay.
that. I feel like it's nice. I
Okay.
like the bed.
He could hire me. That'd be really easy. Then he wouldn't have to surround himself with irritants, filth, mold, and contagions.
Get some maids, clean the house.
Yep, I was
Right.
right.
You clean his house, clean the floors that are stained with food, rat remains, blood, drinks, shit, probably, and vomit.
Upgrade your showers to a showering is
Well, even like the bath, like the carpet is like, because the refrigerator would leak and then the carpet would always be damp, like growing up. And we never really replaced it. Like, I still have that carpet. It's there now. Yeah. We just put we put like an outdoor mat over it. So it didn't get our socks dirty whenever we would walk over it.
easier. Like, I'm getting water in the shower because I spend
Yeah.
way too long because I'm a big guy and I just want it to fucking be done with. So water had give me fucking soap in seconds.
Yeah.
Like I do your mom.
I would love to sit down with this guy and just ask him so many different questions. It's very fascinating, man. Is it laziness, stagnation, simple acceptance and surrender? Does he just have like a Buddhist mentality of just, I will accept all things that happen to me violently? He subjected himself to living in an unclean environment from habits that maybe they stem from necessity and doing the best that he could. I don't know. It's no longer the case because he makes so much money. He can just hire someone to fix his problem. So it's got to be some kind of logical thing. I have no idea. Please wash your and your ass. Thank you, Zach.
I love how he knows I'm going to watch this. He knows I'm going to see it. Absolutely. What a fucking video, by the way. Oh my god. I will say that he got almost everything right. He did. He got almost everything right about it. Now, obviously, so the way that I live is, like, I do end up, like, yeah, I live like an animal. I definitely do. So, was it right? Yeah, voice video. No, I don't take any of it personally. Like, that you actually hired an interior designer. Oh, I was going to have somebody renovate the house. I was going to have it done for my mom, but my mom didn't want to have it done. Oh, no, sorry, I didn't do it because then COVID started happening, and because she was like compromised, and she wouldn't get the vaccine either, and so like I was like, okay, well, there's no way that I can have people in here doing work, like no way, and so yeah, that's the reason why it never happened. Because I would have done that in general. So, yeah, I mean, I think for me it is, like, the reason I started living like that is that, like, growing up, like, I always felt like I wasn't really a normal person. I wasn't really a person. I was like an animal, right? Or like some sort of like in between an animal and a person. Because I just felt like I never really connected with people. People didn't really like me a lot. And like, and like, no, really, right? I wouldn't be able to like interact with people furry. No, like, um, I think a good way to explain it is like a homunculus or like a golem, right? It's like look like a person, you act like a person, but you're not really a person. That's always the way that I felt about myself, like growing up, because of how much, like I have like a number of like pretty weird friction points growing up where it was like kind of a shock for me to see like kind of how much different I was from other people. And I think that after doing that, and then also like I didn't really get along, like, like girls like me, I didn't really have like the normal, like, like I guess growing up experience that a lot of people did. And I was always treated quite badly in that respect too. And I thought to myself, like, well, if I live this way and even despite living this way, like people don't like me and I still feel like shit, and people still like, don't want to be around me and don't like me. What's the point of trying to take care of yourself? What's the point of trying to do this? Like, why am I trying to fix myself if the fixed version of myself people don't want it anyway? People never liked me anyway, so who cares? For yourself, I don't care about myself. That's not important to me. What will matter to me is the way people see me. Like, and I will tell you how much that's true. I have these side of my teeth fixed because I usually look at my monitor from this side. My teeth here are missing because I never felt like fixing those because people don't see that a lot on camera, so it's not that big of a deal. That's the only reason that one side of my teeth is fixed and the other one isn't. It's because this is the side I usually am seen on my camera. That's it. Recitism content, Brian? Yeah, exactly, right? And you can see it all the time. Yeah, I probably should get it fixed. I might do that at some point. But yeah, no, I live like a degenerate. I live like an animal, and I think that it took me a long time to like, because it was weird, right, growing up, and especially like having a lot of the like I had like friends that like were able to go forward and like do things in their life that I was very like I was envious of, right? It's like I growing up, like I had to help my mom. Like I had to take a lot of like my student loan money and like any money that I made and like give all that money to her because like she wasn't getting a job. And like if I didn't do that, then she'd be homeless. And I mean, how could I take care of her, right? And so I had to do that. And so I couldn't really go out and live a life the way that, I think a lot of the people like would naturally want to, right? I couldn't go out and do, live in an apartment with like other friends of mine. I couldn't go have different types of experiences that, people had growing up. And, then my teeth started falling out and it's like everything in my life was awful, right? So making this up? No, I mean, I wish, I mean, you can go back and look at the videos yourself, right? I mean, like, I've recorded everything in my life, right? It's not like it's a big secret. Affected relations as well. Yeah, exactly. Like, I couldn't really have a girlfriend because, like, I was dealing with this and then I had other issues. I didn't have money to go out or do anything. And so, yeah, it's not good enough. No, yeah, and that's it. And so that happened a lot, and it 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 got to the point where like I had to because I cared a lot about what people thought about me when I was um like I would say how old was I? Maybe mm, like I would say 15 and under, right? Something like that, 15 under. I really cared a lot about it. And then growing up, I realized that people would never really, it doesn't matter like what clothes I wear, how I act, anything like that. People are never going to like me, right? It's not like, I can convince people that I'm not what I am. So I stopped giving a fuck. And so my entire life, I think, has been, in a lot of cases, a process of caring about less things as possible, right? Where it's like growing up, I've had to stop caring about the way that people felt about me and how people perceived me. Then having to deal with like my mom and then like my dad getting like super fucking sick. I had to like try to disconnect and like come to terms with the fact that like I'm gonna lose and have everybody around me die, right? And I already have one, my mom. And so that was really awful, and it was hard for me to come to terms with that. And I still haven't really entirely. And like now I'm getting older, right? And I see my friends of mine as like, getting gray hair, and I sometimes I get afraid of like kind of getting older and dying, but I try not to think about it as much anymore or care anymore because uh, it doesn't like there's nothing like you can do about it. It doesn't make a difference. Like balding, yeah, balding, absolutely. You know, my friend came over yesterday, was completely fucking bald. Yeah, exactly. And so I had that happen, and so I had to like now I'm kind of much more in the process of trying to just you know separate myself from like the way I look or anything like that, like my self image. Like I try not to, and this is like something that happened like when I lost my teeth, right? Because like losing your teeth and like having all your teeth falling out and like rotting whenever you're like, you know, ages like 20 to like 25, right? That's like insanely bad. Like people look at you and they're just like, it's disgusting. And it was because it is disgusting. And so it's like you have to develop a certain degree of like like you can look in a mirror and you can see yourself, but like you think about it as like it's like an intellectual perspective where it's like you don't really see yourself as like you don't have an emotional attachment to the way that you look or the like what you are. And I feel like I had developed that a lot in my life. And then now I'm even having to do that with myself as an individual. Because obviously I'm getting older. I've had like issues with my back, etc. And I've been very lucky, right? That nothing else like that's happened. But like learning to let go of yourself is a pretty hard thing to do. But yeah, no, there's a lot more to it, right? And like experiences I've had, growing up especially. And so I try not to think about it or care at all because I think in the end it doesn't really matter, right? I mean, I don't like I'm not a big believer in like an afterlife or anything like that. I think it's all just bullshit that people tell themselves so they can feel better about the fact that people are just fucking nothing, right? It's just meat, and so yeah, that's the way I've seen it, and I have a very dark outlook on life and pretty much everything, and I think that the more that I explain my perspective of things, the darker it gets. And so I think a lot of those things contributed to like the way that I live. And mm, so yeah, I think that's a lot of the reasons why I did it. It's not a crude matter. It doesn't. I mean, it's whatever, right? But that's the way it happens. You're dark. You're kind of real. No, I try to be realistic about it as much as possible. And do you believe in God? No, it's fake. It's possible, right? It's definitely possible. I just don't think it's happening. Like I don't think there's any proof for it. And I think that it's a cope. Do you believe in free will? I do in general. Yeah, got family, wife, and the kids. Growing up, I always assumed that I would die a while because of how weird I am and like how much like um I guess like this is a really weird way to say it. Is that people feel like they feel something whenever they touch another person. And I remember like whenever I first had like a girlfriend and stuff, I always hoped that I would feel that way, but it just felt the same to me as touching like a chair. Like I never really felt anything like being around or anyone. And I realized that like, again, I'm like an animal or something. Like I don't even know. And so yeah, I figured fuck it, I might as well live like an animal too. So it's fucking hilarious. I know. I know. I don't even. Yeah. That's the way it is. And when faced women are chairs, well, hey, like there it is. Try touching a dude. Ah, it's a good one. I like that. And I've internalized a lot of people enjoy your content. No, that's fine. I know that people like me. Right? Yeah, of course. Your extreme case, yeah. No, that's the way I see it too. And yeah, it was a very, very weird realization. I remember I was like in sixth grade whenever I started to like really realize that about myself. And like again, I think that it's like if you think of an onion, there are just like more and more layers of it, and the more layers, the worse it gets. So that's basically it. There's a reason why I'm in my house that has mold and garbage and animals everywhere, living in mold, trash, blood on the wall. And this is just the way I buy myself with the doors locked. So you're Shrek? I'm Shrek, but I'm not fat. Yes. Were you ever resentful of your parents whenever you were younger? Absolutely. Of course I was. Yeah, sure. This sounds like the dissection of the personality of a serial killer, for sure. For sure. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, there you go. Brother, why did you get your teeth rotten at such a young age? I just never brushed them. Bad genetics was a part of it, right? I mean, for sure, but it was only a part of it. That was it. You'd be surprised at how many felt the same way growing up. Well, it doesn't matter to me how many people feel the same way that I do. If people feel the same way, that's great. But like, I'm not looking for validation. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I've moved past that. And also keep in mind that there's probably a lot more to this that I don't really tell people because it would change their perception of me in a way that it would be too much. And so I'm not fully displaying my power level of being crazy. It's just it's just a small part of it. But yeah, you originally cared to know why you are the way you are? No, it's not relevant. It's not important. It doesn't matter. Are you gonna make upgrades to the house? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so either. Is that also? Oh, do you guys think I have autism? I don't know. Like, I feel like, let me link you guys this video. I find it to be so flattering that people are making 40-minute videos about me like I'm some kind of a fucking like Bigfoot or something. I think it's I growing up, like, I never thought it would get this far. I'm gonna be honest, I never did. Give it a like. This is amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, it was fucking crazy on Enigma. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I'm told I have Asperger's, but I think being told that I have it did more damage than maybe actually having it. Yeah, I have a lot of the what do you call it? The commonalities of having like autism or something like that. But I don't necessarily think that I do. I think what's wrong with me is a lot worse, to be honest. Like autism is like a mild dysfunction. What you're talking about is being 180 degrees in the wrong way. So yeah, what would happen if you showed your craziness in full? Oh, I don't know. Memoirs on trauma? Yeah, sure. I mean, people have like whatever opinions they want, right? So yeah. So I have to gain faith is in your house. Yeah, it's a lot, man. Yours are just situational. Good thing you became a streamer. Yeah, I like streaming a lot. I've always liked making videos. I was going to go to law school, and I was, finishing a degree in computer information systems whenever I dropped out. And I have a degree in business, and business administration, which is basically cosmetic. It doesn't really matter. And so, yeah, there was that. And I wanted to become a lawyer because I realized that you could use the law to scam people. Because my friend Jason in high school knew all the rules to Magic the Gathering, and he could figure out a way to like shift rules in a way that would make him win the games, and people couldn't argue with him. And I thought to myself, I bet lawyers can do the same thing in real life, and I can do this to other people. And so I want to learn everything about it so I could do it to them. And so that's why I wanted to go into law. That was the reason. And so I never really followed through with that. But that was the reason, code of ethics. Well, again, that's not really the way I looked at it. But that was it. Went to law school for the same reason. Yeah, exactly. Similar to how you think lying is cheating but legally. Yeah, exactly. I'll read a few of the comments. I can't wait for the 4-hour dissection of this by Asmund. Yeah, there it is. Please clean yourself. This is so annoying. Yeah, sure. I didn't shower for 6 weeks straight, which resulted in me getting pneumonia. The fuck? Bronchitis, 103-degree fever. I had to cut 6 inches off my hair because I had a bit tangled. Ah, come on. You kind it's not so bad. 6 weeks. Asmund lives online. His house is his prison. I like that. I don't think Pink Sparkle was breaking up because he refused to leave his house, refused to leave Austin, refused to travel with her or meet her family is peak need. There it is. True. Let's see here. I use Asmon's house as motivation to clean my apartment. His minimalistic approach to life, despite his colossal earnings, absolutely baffles me. Well, it's because I don't view any of that stuff as mattering. It just doesn't. It doesn't mean anything to me. That's really it. Like, yeah, sorry. And whenever I say that, like, I have a nice new Mercedes, right? I got a 2024 car. Whenever I say I don't care, there's like a degree of like people that say they don't care because they try to find pride in like having things that are cheap. I'm not like that. If whenever I say I don't care, I mean I don't care. Like, if you want to give me a really expensive car, as long as it doesn't like draw attention to me, that's fine. If you want to give me a piece of shit, that's fine too. It's okay because, as I said before, I don't care. So there it is. Under 1%. Well, I mean, that month it certainly wasn't. Yeah, that was, yes. That was like 60K, like 50, 60K, something like that. Yeah. You're a car guy? No, no, not really. Not at all. Hardly. Does it have a soda holder? It does. Yes, it has two of them. I'm 40 and I'll wash my teeth. I have four fake ones, probably five the next year, something like that. Well, good for you. It's a good start. A brand of Mercedes. It's like I think a 300 or something like that. I don't know. I think C300. Yeah, how's the stereo sound? Oh, it's fine. Yeah. Did you get insurance? I have to. It's legally required. Oh yeah, no, I don't like I don't do anything wrong or anything like that. I try to be a good boy and not break any rules or do anything that I'm not supposed to do. I'll read a couple more of these and what do you call it? And then I figure we'll probably play that Swarm game. I have to download League of Legends to play Swarm, right? So I downloaded the game so I could try it out. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll try that in a bit. Do you think you're a sociopath? Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think that if I answer that question, because it's not a yes or no, I think I shouldn't answer that. Craziest Asmon lore for me was watching a stream of some friends feeding him fruit for the first time in his life. Man. Yep. Did you have good grades in school? I had nearly perfect grades in every standardized test, and I was good enough at school that whenever I would start in the 6 weeks or like the semester, I would figure out by reverse engineering the values how much each different project and assignment would cost on my final grade. And I would min max myself getting a 70. And I would do as little work as possible. There would be like huge assignments that I would just not do because I knew like this is only 8% of my grade. And so like it's fine, I can just skip it. Yep, same, exactly. I was the same way. Sounds like ADHD. That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. But no, I remember like they had me take like the SAT whenever I was like 12, and then also I was the only person like I was like nine people in like my whole school that like passed and was able to like take college classes for like all of the subjects, and I was one of them. And so no, I mean I always like it's not like I was like stupid, right? It's just that I didn't give a fuck. I never did. So 12, yeah. And I mean, IQ test? No, I don't really think I have a particularly high IQ. Like, I don't think I'm very smart. I'm just very good at remembering things and basically being able to remember things and being non-emotional is perceived as intelligence, and so people think that I'm smarter than I am. So that's really what it is. Sufficient? Yeah. IQ tests are fake anyway. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Does he watch the I'm a woman sitting at a table with a blue suit? No, no. Being able to remember everything is a cheat code. Yeah, it is. And I think like that's a really good example where it's like that's one of the reasons why I don't really feel bad about like other people because like about like not being the same way as other people is that because I can remember things and I can like know things the same way. Like this is a huge advantage that I have over other people. And it's not like something I like learned or earned or anything like that. It's just how I am. And so, there's different people that are going to have different advantages for different things. And so that's just one of mine. Yeah, the grass is always greener. Yeah, exactly. If you comment on Biden stepping down, I think it was a good decision. I think it's the best decision for him as a person. And I hope he's able to like retire and, have some degree of dignity and spend time with his family and he's okay. I mean, for better or for worse, the guy was this public servant for 50 years and, he was our president and, I support him. Always support the president. And so, yeah, I hope he's able to, retire with dignity and grace. And I'm not a big fan of Biden. I don't really like a lot of things he said, but he's still the president, and I still support him. Yeah, let him take a rest. Yeah, it's been 50 years.
The guy deserves a fucking break.
Welcome back to the low APM challenge. We've made it all the way from bronze up to diamond. Diamond 2, in fact, the last time I lost a game was to a Florencio disciple with a proxy DT rush. And then the only other game lost before that was against a barcode D ranker who decided to do a charge lotto in silver. That was tough. But so far in diamond, undefeated, while still maintaining less than 100 APM. And yes, because we're trying to pretend to be educational here, at least edutaining. 120 is Zerg because of Zerg's natural APM inflation. Doesn't necessarily mean you're better, as we're trying to prove with this whole series. Just means Zerg has a few more APM to do the same amount of things. But we're at Diamond 2. I'm going to be going to the final stage. We're in the quarterfinals right now, essentially. We know the semifinals. Okay, I'm not here to do math. I'm here to show you how to play StarCraft. The only math I need to do is whether it's above or below 100 actions per minute. So not just like, oh darn, I didn't make it, but I literally have to pay. Now, if you're watching this live, congratulations. Or maybe not. It depends on how well I do. Actually, we're at Diamond 3, right? Well, I'm going to aim for Diamond 1. Diamond is it's a large leaf. Each slice of Diamond, each tier, is larger than the entirety of the platinum leaf. So, like I just said, I can't do math. It says 3 on the screen, but that's kind of like just a suggestion, man. But every time I go over 100 APM or 120 Israel, for every 5 I go over, that's a gift sub to the chat. So if I fail, you win. And if I win, you win. For you, you win and you win. Like and subscribe. Let's click. We're on the new season maps. It's not that new nowadays. I'm actually just going to navigate. I'm not sure how far into Diamond 3 we made it. It's been a couple weeks because of the reset of the season, but and I know a lot of I will address that. Like a lot of the criticism, I guess. I get it's an easy thing for me to address, but like, well, Winter, the only reason you're winning is because you understand the game better, and these players don't, so they don't have a chance. And to that I say, yes, you figured out the point of this entire series. Congratulations. Protoss versus Protoss. Oh, on Purity and Industry. One of the coolest new maps, but also a little confusing, as it has I don't both players start near the top of the map with a bunch of bubulas that slow things down, inhibitor zones. But who's going to say inhibitor zone a dozen times over? Also, just to be clear, as I say every time, we have the APM counter via the console skin. Some of them don't have it, but there are free versions that do have it. So I think you should still be able to have access to it if you want to engage. But obviously, it is average APM, not instantaneous APM, as even your most bronzy of heroes will still sometimes hit a few hundred APM when making their first 6 Zerglings as their entire strat. Never trust a pro. My father trusted a pro. Okay, my father trusted a pro. He's fine, but it was rats. Never trust a pro. And before totaling gas, we're getting to the point where putting certain amounts in gas. Like I took the other gas so he doesn't steal it, because in PvP all it takes is slapping the assimilator now. Gonna get a second pylon. Now, at the higher levels, building a second pylon in your base is almost taboo. Because at the higher level, PvP is a
clusterfuck of mind games and meta games. But at the lower levels, it's one of the few matchups that gets less complicated. Wait, I don't know. Less macro oriented the higher up you go. Like most matchups, Diamond included, like Protoss versus Zerg, how do I not die to a bunch of Zerg? Like, a lot of matchups get, uh, well, there's a lot more cheats at the lower levels because players aren't as adept, as maybe intended, at defending them. PvP is one of maybe the only matchup that gets less macro oriented because players are beating each other in the face with top tier micro and very expensive units that can do a lot of damage. Oracles like proxy robos, DTs, mostly Stargate and Robo. Every once in a while somebody tries the Twilight thing. So I built a couple stalkers. I'm going to build two more. I'm going to have a probe hotkeyed on 2 sitting on the high ground here. Why? Because the reason we wall off people, because depth's very good. If a depths get in your base, you're going to have a bad time. All right? The depths are not getting around this. Based on that, he's expanding. He's got a sentry. My stalker's got lazy. But the fact he has a sentry means I can probably attack with more stalkers. Let's get a pylon down here. I like to have a probe keyed on 2. In order to just, it's my builder probe. It builds. That's what it does. What is your purpose? You build the building. Could be worse. Could be worse. I happen to get the hallucinated phoenix here, which is pretty nice. I want him to be scared, be very afraid. Please finish your shield batteries. And since I killed that hallucinated phoenix, he doesn't actually know what I'm doing. I'm gonna get another. We're gonna get a couple sentries. I got a forge, another gate. The robo's finishing. I'm boosting probes. Now it's okay to have up to 22 or so probes on a base. It's fine. It's just better to have another base after 16 probes. I wish, like I've said a few times during this series, I'm a big fan of the idea of like putting yellow. Like from 16 to 24, you technically get more mining with no more probes at your main. It's not like illegal and the executive's going to come in and snap up your probes for fraud. But it is like when you see that red, it's like, oh, that's probably bad. Red is a bad, all right? I hate Alpha Star beat Cyril. I have no idea what this conversation is about, but Alpha Star beat Cyril when Cyril was forced to play on default hotkeys, at BlizzCon on like a computer that he didn't have any time to set up, and was like a random ass match, and he couldn't even change any of the settings. So imagine like it's like Messi playing without shoes. Still very good. But I was there watching. I actually have some videos on my phone, but so do 500 other people, so you don't need my shitty phone videos. Okay, not 500, like 50. But yeah, there were multiple times when Sarah was like grabbing the mouse and like, what are you doing, mouse? Because he couldn't switch his settings and like disruptors were hitting his units and he couldn't micro them. So yeah, that was a tough time. We've all been there. It's like, what mouse? Listen to me. Not something that happens to Sarah very often. Let's go scout his base. I was hoping at some point there would be a big like show match. A lot of people were hoping that. It never really came together, which is unfortunate. Instead, it was just like in the basement of BlizzCon, literally. It's like because I played against it, Alpha Star. I beat it with Turtle Zerg because it didn't know what parasitic bomb was. Um, it didn't understand parasitic bomb, the version I was playing against. I lost to it whenever it attacked me, but when it was turtling as Terran, I beat it because it eventually I made Vipers and it did not compute.
I already have a template archives. So you'll be getting a Valorant beta key. Thank you for capitalizing Valorant. I don't care. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to pull probes here. Need more zealots. And if I have to lose, I killed another Archon. We're warping in zealots. But I think now I have enough immortals to save the day. The stalker will kill this. Might throw a little. And he's about to learn what the third phase is. So we live. How many probes? 38. It could be worse. Definitely could be better. But eventually the Archons and Charlottes, so the big failure there was talking about people giving misleading information about Alpha and not actually focusing on where his army was. Not necessarily in this order. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that doesn't happen again. So the key is he's building a lot of stalkers, so if I focus on just living, if you have to pull workers, you have to pull workers because stalkers don't attack very fast is a very key point. We're going to need as many Archons as possible because those are zealots. And Archons are good against zealots. I'm going to put a probe out here. Okay, he's putting it over here. And force field him in. Yeah. Okay, so we're effectively done in two. Did we make it? What are Archons not good against? More Archons.